So as you can see, there's nothing left at all behind me now. I've just got to take the shelves down.
I know they're burglars. They're quite efficient.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, they packed it all up quite nicely. And
yeah. And they even tell you where they're taking it, which is where you need it to go. So that's kind of handy.
Yeah, please deliver 2. Yeah, so.
Yeah, they're really kind of good burglars. And you have to pay them as well.
Yeah, but a big man in a big van comes round and takes everything away from you.
It's changed from when I was a kid.
Well, you hope he's going to turn up at the new address, but you never know with these guys, do you?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, all your furniture's gone, never seen again. It could be a pretty good scam, that, couldn't it?
Now we've just given the entire internet the idea of doing it.
Advertise yourself as a removal company, go around and empty everybody's house and drive off, never to be seen again.
I'm pretty sure that's already a thing that happens sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you describe that, Matt? Can you describe them, madam? It was a big van.
Big van, it said removals on the side. Honest Joe removals.
Oh, well, everybody's here anyway. Right, I must stop banging the desk because it makes it all wobbly. Oh, yeah, right.
that's why you're moving, isn't it? It's because your house is falling down.
Yeah.
House is falling down. Right, I'll tighten things up a bit, see if that stops the wobbling. No, it doesn't. Good evening, everybody. It's Monday night. It's a bank holiday as well. We've all been out in the sunshine, and Fox has even been out in the garden digging.
And I've been out in the garden doing garden things for at least 2 minutes that killed me.
Yeah.
I'm not designed for hard manual labour.
He dashed back in before the sun got too much to him. But otherwise, we've been at the barbecues. No, we haven't. Haven't been. Haven't.
Nobody invites us to the barbecues. Hint, hint.
Yeah, we never see those invites.
So good evening. Anyway, welcome to eModels live stream. Ted here from. Where am I from? eModels. eModels.co.uk.
Do we need to go out and come in again, Ted?
Yeah.
We'll go to stream in a minute.
Yeah, back in a moment. Yeah, I think he's down here somewhere. Chris, good evening, Chris. Man in the red shirt. Yes.
Evening all. How do everybody? Yeah. Hope you're enjoying the sun.
Yeah. It's quite unusual for us in the UK, if you're from other countries, to see sun this early in the season.
Yeah, apparently it's going to change tomorrow, though.
Yeah, it's going to rain.
Back to creepy weather tomorrow.
Yeah, back to the waterproof.
Back to work tomorrow, so I don't care.
Yeah.
And the other one down here is Fox himself. The man I believe you've been cooking soil. Have you run out of food?
I've been doing gardening and cooking today. I've started work on the diorama for my eModels build for the Imperial Skitter. So far, I've made the base.
Ooh,
which is some foam core with the wooden base of the picture frame and a bit of plastic card. But I'm going to try something out, and I've never done it before. But I actually went into the garden and got myself a load of soil, actual garden soil from the actual garden with the creatures in it. So what I had to do was dig a hole. Well, I had to go about a foot down because you want to get the nice soil that's not too moist and isn't full of creatures. About a foot down for all the roots, which was hard work. I shed about 6 pounds in sweat. That was fun. And then I popped it in the oven at 180 degrees for 1 hour.
Welcome to cooking with.
Sterilize it and kill all the creatures that live in it and stuff.
Does it matter if you get how far down you go as to what scale of earth you want?
Yeah.
So if you want 1/48 scale, you go down a foot. If you want 1/44, you have to go down 3 foot.
Scales, you want to go right down about 12 feet. So proper time team job. And I have to report, when I dug the hole in my garden, I didn't find any like Roman artifacts, anything like that. I was most disappointed.
No Indian burial grounds. And
I know I wanted to do my time team impressions, but there was nothing there, just roots. I was like, since being a little kid, I've always wanted to go and dig a big hole in the garden, dig a trench and look for artifacts and Roman things, and like, Roman power cable or a pre-Cambrian matchbox car or something, whatever you could find.
Oh, there was no burnt areas to suggest fire pits or post.
No, there were no abandoned buried pets either, thankfully. And being a proper man, I made sure to dig the hole right in the middle of the garden.
Yeah.
In the most obvious area.
Well, you're not going to find buried pets right in the middle. You have to go down the edge for that.
Well, that's why I was hoping to avoid him, you see. So, but I have to tell you, I have to report, cooking earth for 1 hour at 180 degrees Celsius is actually quite delightful. It makes the house smell like kind of warm bread. It's rather pleasant. Bizarrely.
Does it go on the middle shelf or the top shelf? Or is this in a fan oven? Or
this is non-fan oven. Middle shelf and the lower shelf, because I had 3 trays of it. 180 degrees, 1 hour. Some people like to put fish in it, don't. And then this whole kind of smell of baking bread permeated the whole house. It was like, Oh, it's quite nice, that.
Microwave it for 30 seconds instead.
Yeah, but that's not as much fun. You don't get the smell. And I wanted to get all the moisture out. That's why I did it in the oven, so all the moisture comes out. So I've now got a big bowl of dry, crusty earth, and I've got some plans for it. And it'll probably fail miserably, but we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to... I got that bit done today because I wasn't able to do any work last week at all because of building work and other stuff next door. So I couldn't do any filming. So last week was a complete write-off. So hopefully tomorrow I can actually make a start on the filming of the diorama. And that might be the last episode if I get all that done. Don't know yet. We'll find out. Hope to get that done this week.
What have you been doing, Chris? Have you been up to anything?
I've been continuing work on my little tugs. I've put the little lifeboats on and bits around. I'm going to start doing the tower this week, but it's been too hot.
I know. I'm sweating like cobs here. It's like there's a
Can't do much, but you do a little bit. So I've done bits on both of them, but it's just finding the effort to sit under the lights and do the painting.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the difficult thing is like if you've got like a well lit workbench, that's bad enough. But if you're trying to do it and film it at the same time, you need more lights. So trying to film on a well lit workbench with all the extra lights and your computer running full whack, it's really hard work when it's like
the LED lights aren't as bright as the old lights used to be. So
no, true. But it's like, we don't have air conditioning in this country that much, so we don't have that advantage, you see.
So on that note then, could you give advice on setting up a workshop? Obviously, I'm going to be setting up a new workshop after this one because this one's been robbed. It's been cleared out. But for myself, I'd recommend painting the walls in a light colour. This is beige.
Yeah, my walls are yellow. Don't do that.
Everybody
That's a bad move.
Yeah, lighting. I would go. I've got fluorescent lights in here. For the next one, I'm going to have a look at the LED strip lights, fluorescent lights. And then pick up some, I already have some photography lamps, which I use just for taking photographs now, because I find I can get quite good lighting in here off these fluorescents.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, if you're building up somewhere you're going to film, I mean, just for working, as long as you've got a good overhead light and one or two at the side, that's fine. That's all you need. Doesn't really matter what kind of lights. All the LEDs are cooler. If you're going to be filming or anything like that, or taking photographs and filming or anything like that, make sure your lights are LED. Because if you have fluorescent tubes, you might have issues with frame rate and flicker. If you ever see a video where somebody's filming something white and you get those bars going up and down the screen, it's because if they've got like an iPhone or an American phone, the shutter goes at 60 hertz and their electric light, the tube light goes at 50 hertz, and that's where you get the flicker from. So LEDs are better than that. If you're filming there, you want one light on either side, minimum, one light on either side, one above, and you can have other lights as well. If you've got an overhead light, that's fine. White walls or very light walls are great. Don't have, like me, yellow walls because it just makes everything yellow. So I've got a big piece of white card that I put at the back of my workbench here, just so that the light can bounce off it and back onto the workbench, so I get like a nice fill light then. So yeah, but minimum one on either side, one above is the absolute minimum you want.
Yeah, and the bench as well. I found that I've got a cutting mat here that's white on one side, green on the other, and depending on what you're filming and the colour of it, I sometimes flip it over because the background gives a bit of better contrast. Although you will have to, if you're filming, make sure you've got a camera that you can adjust the white balance, because it can sometimes wreck your white balance having a white background of filming on things like that.
I used to have green cutting mats, and they were a nightmare to get the white balance right. So get yourself some light grey cutting mats. They're the best ones. Again, because it reflects the light.
Adrian David says LED lighting uses less power as well. So
yes, it's more economical, and it'll last a lot longer. You won't be replacing bulbs every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Although Zadster says fluorescent and LED lamps can tend to have poor green rendition. Halogens are still best, unfortunately, but not in this weather.
Yeah, if you're going for LED bulbs, make sure you get daylight bulbs, which I think is 5,500. You see on the back it says 5,500 K, and it'll up to about, I think, 6,000 K is daylight bulbs. If it's like 3,000 K, it's going to be a warm sort of yellowy bulb. If you get I think it's 5,500 to 6,500, between that range is kind of daylight, neutral light.
Yep. And
even if you're not filming, you still want to look at your models in the right color, so you don't want a bulb that's changing the color of the light. So yeah.
Daylight bulbs. It'll either say daylight bulb on it or go for 5,500 up to 6.
yeah, the nearest the white spectrum you get.
Yeah. But you don't want less. More is blue, goes towards blue, and less goes towards yellow or orange. So if it's like 3,500 to 4,500, it's going to be like an incandescent bulb, and that'll change the color of everything.
Yep.
One thing I do have to do, because Smoo mentioned it. If you give me a second, because hello Smoo. One thing I have to do after I move that banner over there is, oh, that's the wrong button. Oh, darn it.
Yeah, focus, Fox.
Gordon's alive. I had to do that. Sorry.
Dave Barker says get full spectrum LED fish tank lights.
That's an idea. That's a thought. Yeah, I've got a shelf above my bench here, which is quite good because I put some LEDs, put an LED strip underneath it, and it just gives a bit of a fill-in light sometimes. I don't work with any spotlights. It's really bright enough in here with these fluorescent lights and the white walls because it all bounces around.
I mean, if you've got overhead, say LED lamps, you're probably fine. The only reason you want side lights is if you're working and you get any shadows. You want the side lights just to fill those shadows out a bit, so you can minimize. I haven't got the perfect setup. Mine's still a bit ropey. I get shadows and stuff, but
Monkey 555 and some 5s and some O's says 5,600K, so 5,600.
Yeah,
apparently. So yeah, 5.5. It's close.
5.5 to about 6. So yeah, 56 is probably spot on.
Anything in there.
It's just what's classed as daylight bulbs. So it's as close as you're going to get to working in natural daylight kind of thing. Unless you actually work in natural daylight. If you work if you've got a conservatory on your house, which is all windows, and you can work in there, it's solved.
Just before we move on, I've noticed that Gerwin Moores said his price stickers have arrived. Yeah, I've started sending some out. I sent a big batch out middle of the week. Unfortunately, I ran out of stamps. I'm day off tomorrow, so I can get some more stamps.
I've got some stamps, Ted. Do you want some of these stamps? There you go. There you go.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Oh, you did drop them. They're stuck on the internet.
I haven't got them. They didn't come here.
They fell in the internet tube.
Where they'll turn up, nobody'll know.
They're watching his there going, there's a lot of stamps on my desk. What?
I've got a batch. I've got some envelopes already written. I won't show the names and addresses, but I've got some envelopes already written with the goods inside them, and I'll be sending the next batch out.
I actually realised, Ted, by the way, shameful admission, I've kind of got a post box at the end of my road. And I actually totally forgot. Like, I haven't used it in 20 years. And I was sat the other day and I'm like, hang on a minute. There's a post office 3 yards down my road. A post box. So if we get any UK winners, I've got loads of stamps. Just pop me their details and I'll send those out.
All right. This for the next month, anything, Fox is going to send it out.
I suddenly thought there's a post box literally like 3 seconds. I was like, oh man, there's post box right there, and I've forgotten because I haven't used it in 30 years.
Yeah, the thing is, you get a postman that comes to your door almost every day. You could just sort of say, while you're going that way, take that with me.
You expect me to be like, awake at that point in the day? He turns up really early.
In that case, no, don't worry. Still a take them to your front door with a little note saying while you're going.
In fact, to be really honest, he always turns up when I'm on the loo. He has this uncanny knack of, I'll hear the doorbell, I'll be like, please just put it in the porch and leave it.
Griff, regarding the mugs, we don't know. I haven't been in touch with James yet, but I don't think they'll have arrived because I'm sure he's sent me a message when they do arrive. So if people are still waiting for mugs, so am I. We'll get the mugs out, or the guys will get the mugs out as soon as they arrive.
Yes.
Adrian David says, did you guys have a good bank holiday? He's been indoors working on his kits, and a little bit later on he said, does Fox ever leave the house? How does he know there's a post box?
Yes, I do. But I need to go to the shops.
No,
I'm a house mouse. I don't go anywhere. I hate travelling anyway. So
went out to the garden today.
Yeah, I go into the garden. I go out to a house. I go out to see my friends, but I don't really do travelling because I hate travelling. So.
You don't have to leave the house these days. That's what Google Maps is for.
Yeah, that's what Amazon's for. Oh, and eBay and Sainsbury's online and stuff.
eModels.co.uk.
Yeah, and all that as well. Need to go anywhere.
That's how you found a post box. You saw it in Google Maps. Whoop.
Well, the thing is, it actually lives on the corner, and it's kind of nestled deep inside a big privet hedge bush thing. So you would miss it, and I haven't used it since I was a kid. So I'm like, there's a post box right there. Which is fine if they're in the UK because I can just stick a stamp on and post it in the box. So.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I've been at work this week and through all the bank holiday, and it has been hectic in the Lake District. Every tourist has come to the Lake District this weekend.
Yeah, but what an office there, Ted.
So that's what I've been doing. Just cruising up and down Lake Windermere, selling alcohol to all the tourists.
Yeah, but Ted, what an office though, eh?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the view's better than most.
Yeah, it's not really much of a cubicle, is it?
Yeah, it's better than those brown material clad walls in your cubicles.
Yeah, the dividers. God, I hate. 25 years I spent working in call centres, and it's 25 years I never want to go back to if I can avoid it.
Yeah, you can't even get blue tack to stick your pictures up on those dividers, can you?
You get pins. We just basically, every time we found a push pin somewhere, we'd hoard them. It'd be like, somebody's put a notice up on the board, take them all. You'd find all these like HR notices just on the floor because people would like take all the pins and steal them and run away and hide them in their drawers.
Didn't you have them staple gun things?
We wouldn't be trusted with staple guns.
Another thing about the dividers and offices and things like that, people would pop over the divider and look at you and say, "Fox, I've sent you an email," and pop down again.
Yeah.
Why don't you just tell me?
It'd always be the older members of staff as well. You'd be like, "Yeah, I can figure that because it came up in my email." Like people that mail say they've sent you a voicemail.
Yeah. So yeah, we're looking forward to the next bank holiday weekend in the Lake District anyway. And if you do come up, come and see us. Yeah, don't be shy. Come and see us.
They're like 2-3 weeks away, I think, isn't it? Another bank holiday.
Yeah.
Kids are on holiday. It's Whit Week, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. Which boat are you on? Is it the Swan again?
The Swan. I'll be there. He'll find
Swan, Lake Windermere.
It's the one with the E-model sticker on the side of it.
It says on the side, it says Swan, and there's a little E-model sticker just above the name on the side of the boat. You'll spot it.
Yeah, nobody's spotted it yet. Yeah, so come and see us, and come and buy a beer. I'll sell you a beer. Well, I won't pay for it, but I'll sell you a beer. Smooth's asking, have I been practicing weathering a lobster using my face as a mule? It does look a bit red on here, doesn't it? Have I really got?
Could be the lighting.
Yeah, it's the lighting.
Yeah. Clearly, you're on like 3,500K on your bulbs. So.
Anyway, on that note, yeah, we need your questions and things tonight. It's your chat, your channel. We're here just to sort of keep things together, really, and allow you.
We're just here to have something to look at. So.
Yeah. We're here to fill some time while you do.
Dave says he can't wait for it to rain. He's sick of making beef burgers and poking lumps of meat on sticks. He's a butcher, by the way, in case anyone didn't notice.
Right.
Do you think he uses his boning tool at home as well as work?
No, I think he has to leave it at the work.
That's bad, isn't it?
It's provided by work, so I think it's not for use in the.
It's his employer's. It's an employer's boning tool.
He's not insured.
Not insured for domestic. No, I'm going to move on now. Let's just move away from that one.
Yeah, let's touch on that.
Mike Fountain says there's an E-model sticker on the nose of the long air aircraft he got on.
Kick ass.
You can tell where Mike's been because there's E-model stickers a trail of them.
And on certain road signs that we won't say out loud. Just so everybody remembers, my usual spiel at the start of the show. If you are watching this anywhere other than on the YouTubes, if you're not watching on eModels YouTube channel, where the chat be, if you're watching, say, on emodels.co.uk/live, where you can watch it, or anywhere else, if you've been linked to it from the Facebook page, do come and join in the chat. Just click on the YouTube thing at the bottom. Is it that side?
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's the other side.
That's that side.
It's around here somewhere.
It's got to be on that side. It's down there.
Yeah, is that the right? I don't know because I'm the other way around on my screen. Is it there?
Yeah, I think.
Near enough. Anyway, the little YouTube logo on the bottom of the player, click on that. That will take you to the YouTube channel where you'll be watching the stream and have the live chat. Do join in because we do giveaways for people in the chat. We do sticker giveaways and stuff. As always, if you want to ask us a question, put it in big fat capital letters so Chris, the chat dolly, can see it. And of course, there is always the option of super chat, the little dollar sign at the bottom of the chat window. If you'd like to do a super chat, it puts your question in big fat coloured box so we can't possibly miss it. So it's always optional if you want to do that. But do come and join the chat. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, mail them to ted@emodels.co.uk.
Try to type it out. Yeah.
Yes, put it in the chat. And also, don't forget, when we do the sticker giveaway, send us some questions to ask for giving away stickers. Because if your question gets used, you'll get a sticker yourself. So if you've got a question and you know the answer to it and you want us to make that one of the giveaway questions, just send us the question and the answer, obviously, again, to ted@emodels.co.uk, and you will get a sticker as well as whoever wins the sticker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we really need you to do that because we're rubbish at coming up with questions. Don't make me write a number on my hand and guess you to guess which one it is because that never works well.
Scott says he knows nothing of E-model stickers on infamous road signs.
Yes. There is a road sign, there is a sticker, but I can't tell you what the road sign says because it's a rude word.
No, it's a family show.
Yeah.
Kieran Keith says, all right, you my barbers. All right, Kieran.
Alan, the Northwest modeler, says he tried Dettol for paint stripping models. It's a miracle product. I think it worked for him.
Yeah, it is really.
As long as you use the right Dettol. If you use the wrong one, then it doesn't.
Is it the clear one, isn't it, or the brown one?
The brown one, I think, is
the brown one. That's it. Yeah, it's really, really good. It works on most paints as well. I don't know how good it is on primers, but on enamels, acrylics, and I think lacquers even as well. Maybe lacquers. It's
and if you've cut your fingers as well, it hurts.
It hurts. Cut your fingers, it hurts. That's pretty good.
I realise that they actually advertise that product as a first aid. You know, oh dear little boy, you've grazed your knee. Let's dab some of this Dettol on it.
Yeah, do you remember being a kid and they do that? And whatever pain you had from your falling off your bike because you got a bit of road rash, the Dettol burn was like 1,000 times worse.
That's to show you never to do it again, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. There has to be a disincentive, doesn't
we'll do this again.
Yeah, so I mean, next time I need to strip something down. I've used oven cleaning before and that was fine, but it's slow. But Dettol, it smells nice. It does smell.
Yeah, it makes your model room smell like a hospital.
Yeah, well, that's not a good thing.
A nice hospital, not one of the nasty ones.
Yeah, okay. All right, my barbers. I've got to say that again.
So has anybody else out in Chatland been doing any models this weekend, or has it really been has it really been too sort of hot?
It's too. I did a live stream yesterday, and I tell you, I had to cut it short because I was struggling. It was so hot. All the lights on. It's too hot to work. I can't even. And the thing is, right? It's too hot to do any work at the workbench. But I can't even then go and play on the Xbox because that just makes my room even hotter as well. So I can't do anything. I've just been sitting here going bored, bored.
Can you not get those VR headsets and play Xbox on them?
What do you mean? Add even more heat generating devices to my
sit outside, sit in the sunshine.
No, I can't do VR.
Yeah, get a suntan with a big block.
Yeah, it is the future. Yes, I'm from the future.
Alan says he's a nurse and he's shocked that it strips paint.
Yeah.
I should put that on the bottles.
James
Chapman says he's been airbrushing a 132 HE111P1 with motors.
Cool. Can't you just airbrush it with an airbrush? Never mind. Moving on.
And Joey Moore says, Gerwin? Anyone know if there are plans to release the new Jupiter 2 ship from Lost in Space?
I don't know, but I would guess if there were, it'd probably
so,
a Mobius kit, wouldn't it?
Jupiter, I don't know that one.
There's a new series of Lost in Space, and there's Jupiter 2 that looks sort of like the Defiant from Star Trek.
Does it?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
I've not watched the new Lost in Space series. I find myself mustering not really much interest for it. But I do need to watch the latest series of Expanse. I'm not caught up on that yet.
I've watched a couple of episodes of that now. I got back into it a little bit.
Yeah, I need to. I'll either watch it or I might wait till the whole series is done because I don't watch it on an official site, if you know what I mean. But I'll just wait till it's all done. I can binge it.
We can't condone watching videos on non-authorized sites.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. Just because I do it, you don't know it. But yeah, I tend to wait till the whole series and then I can binge watch it over a few days.
Tony Blackwell says, does anyone know if Jay's fluid is like similar to Dettol? I don't know what that is.
Apparently it has to be Dettol.
Yeah, but it might not be in the UK. There might not be a Dettol. There might be a Dettol equivalent.
Yeah, I don't know because I know I've watched a few things with Dettol and they say they've tried other stuff and most bleaches, some bleaches work and some don't, but Dettol's kind of a bit more than a bleach.
If you're somewhere that's got the pledge 2 times more shine, we'll swap Dettol for pledge and we'll ship it to you and ship it to us and
we won't.
Oh, the pizza talk started. Who's got pizza?
It's too hot for pizza. You want to eat salmon?
Adrian David says, where is the pizza?
It's too hot for pizzas.
It's never too hot for pizzas.
Unless the pizza's made of ice cream. Ooh, ice cream pizza.
Nah.
Dave Barker's just sent me a question. I thought I'd read it out actually, rather than it being a sticker question. Yeah, he said, what would have been a sticker question tonight was which box? Do you remember the red paint from up here? Which box is it in, and what's on the side of it? So all these boxes in here. He said it's the answer, gin. How would he know?
Yes.
How do you know it's in a box that used to contain gin?
It's always the answer. Gin is always the correct answer.
Gin is always the answer.
No matter what the question is.
Well, yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, on a serious note, though, he has sent a question. Yeah, if you've got model-related questions, ted@emodels.co.uk, or put them in big letters in the chat. But
yeah, if you're watching and you can't get into chat for any reason, mail Ted the question, because that's the other way to get questions to us.
Yeah, we do get them.
You don't need to put them in big capital letters because it's an email.
You might need to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Mike Allen says, "Don't try Jay's fluid on road rash."
Oh, it's going to leave a mark.
Yeah. The Wolf says, "To heck with Jupiter 2, we need the new robot." And yeah, I agree with that. The robot model will be good.
Picture of the robot. It looks quite good. Looks a bit like a gun tank.
It sort of changes. It sort of morphs a little bit from nasty alien thing to more humanoid.
Yeah, I'm not mustering any interest for it, to be honest. When I was younger, I used to watch Lost in Space, the original. I watched the movie that was just absolute pants.
Yeah, I was just thinking, probably thinking of the original one itself. Is there not a model of the robot?
Oh, the original one, yeah, but not the new one.
I think it's another Mobius one. It tends to be Mobius or who the ones that did all the Enterprise kits, the USS Enterprise kits. Like the
AMT.
No, there's beans with P. It's Polar Lights. Polar Lights, I think.
Oh, yeah.
A robot. So it tends to be Polar Lights or Mobius that do that kind of niche sci-fi stuff.
The original robot was the one with the sort of flattened fishbowl head, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he had it was the one that was in. He was in the Forbidden Planet as well. He's been around for a long time.
Turned up on a few programs, didn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember Forbidden Planet, the one with Leslie Nielsen and?
No, I don't. Gary Murray says Robbie the Robot. That's it.
Yeah, it was quite a cutting-edge sci-fi film in its day in the 50s. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Who was the robot? Oh, it was Metal Mickey. That was the other robot. No, it's not him.
Oh god, that was terrible. Have you ever actually gone back and watched any Metal Mickey?
No.
Don't. It's not like going back and watching Space 1999. It's not.
It's not like going back and watching the A-Team. Or no.
Nah. The A-Team is always good.
Anyway, let's have a serious note for a moment. Well, we'll just pause there and then we'll go back.
Do I have to do, Dad?
Yeah, what's the point of that?
I don't want to be serious.
Dave Barker sends a question. He says, "Dear Father Ted, Fox and that fella that looks far away. We all hate elastic band tracks."
Yeah, man.
Yeah, some people could cope with them. Yeah, don't want to say hate them, but
yeah, they're not the best, but they're all right.
Sometimes they have got better than they used to be. Yeah.
Especially if you don't want to spend 3 weeks building actual tracks, because that can be a real chore.
Yeah, if you just want to get it slapped on and get playing with your tank, yes, they're ideal. Yeah. We all hate elastic band tracks, but what's the best way of joining them together? And how would you go about putting a sag in them? Right.
Well, now we've answered the how to join them together, because it's a classic method, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a classic method. Staple them together.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've not done any, so I'll just sit back and watch.
Yep. Yeah, just get a staple. And if you've got what are they called? The bits that go on the side of the tank, the bits that cover up the
walls, edges.
Bazooka plates.
Yeah, bazooka plate. If you've got them, that covers up half your track anyway, so you can just staple them up there and you don't mind. If you've not got those, staple them, but make sure the staple's on the bottom.
Yep.
Underneath.
So people when you get your instructions, especially Tamiya and Airfix, things like that, they say get a hot pin and press the little studs down. Never works because you always burn through your track.
Well, I have to say, when I was a young shaver of a lad and I used to make the old Tamiya tank here and there, because that's how I started out making Tamiya tanks, I actually used to do the hot screwdriver job and do the little nubs. I never thought of stapling it because that was too easy and I was overthinking it. But I used to do that and it worked every time for me. But I often burnt my hand on the screwdriver. It's hot! Because I'm an idiot.
Not surprised.
As putting sags in them, a few people are coming up in comments about putting sag in your tracks. Depending on the scale and depending on how sort of canny you are at getting away with it, you can sometimes take a little rod and just glue a bit of rod to the side of the tank so it holds the track down. Then if you paint it black, paint everything else black underneath, it's a bit hard to see.
You mean just like glue it to the side of the hull and have it like the tracks there?
Yeah.
There's the outside, there's the track, and there's the wheels, road wheels, so you have it there, so it's just kind of... I remember seeing somebody do it reading somebody who did it with little bits of fine thread, but I don't know how you do that without it being really obvious.
Yeah.
Tony Blackwell says put the sag in by applying PVA glue and wedges of paper into the top of the wheels.
What, and then it just locks in place because
So the PVA glue will glue it down, and the paper will push it down. So
okay, and then take the paper out, and it's stuck in place. You'd be surprised. I always said to people, you should always have some PVA glue in your toolkit because PVA glue is actually wonderful stuff. It's tougher than you think.
Yeah, it always comes in handy. You know. Yeah, so that's that. Unless anybody's got other ideas. Yeah, I've heard of people tying, as Fox said, people tying it down with twine.
But I don't know how they did it. I don't know what they tied it to because it's always sags. It always sags between the road wheels. It's not like you can tie it to one of the roller wheels because it's not going to sag there. So I don't know what they tied it to do that. So I never actually quite figured that out.
Yeah, I think tank track sag, particularly in modern armour, you wouldn't see a lot of it because they usually get maintained in the sagginess of the track. Sagginess, is that a word?
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, they remove the sagginess.
Yeah, the guys get out and tighten the tracks up.
They have a sagginess removal tool.
Sagginessectomy.
It's a bit like a boning tool, but different.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right. So that's that one. Actually, there's one there I did see of you. Fox, speaking of the expense, I found a lot of Gundam Expanse.
It's a sci-fi TV series, Edward. You mentioned it earlier.
Right. It's found a lot of Gundam themes in it. What do you think of it? Have you seen it?
I've not noticed any sort of Gundam type themes in it. Well, I've not watched it for a while. I did kind of binge watch it all in one go, so I don't remember any particularly Gundam-y type themes. It is kind of, I suppose, in a way that it's all like colonies and spaceports, and it's kind of like the overarching universe of the Gundam series, where you have like the spaceports and the colonies all fighting each other and things like that. So it's kind of I can see where he's coming from that. Yeah, I can see that, like having all the different the colonies are like sides. So yeah, I can see that. It's like adult Gundam. Yes, I said it, but it's related
without the robots.
Yeah, nobody wins the sweep on that one.
Ryan Riley asks, what is safe to use to clean up Tamiya panel line accent colour over FE coats of Future Clear?
I think it means a few coats of Future Clear.
Could be.
If I remember rightly, the accent colour is enamel, so you can just use normal oil or oil paint thinners. You should be all right because the Future Clear is acrylic and it shouldn't be affected by the thinners. Don't go crazy. What I would do is whenever I use like enamel panel line washes or anything like that, or oil paint, I put the panel line wash on, I give it maybe 10 minutes to do its thing, and then I just go in with the cotton bud. But if you've put a gloss coat down first, before you go in there with the oil paint thinners, you can use, enamel paint thinners and oil paint thinners are the same thing. They're mineral spirits. So you can, as long as it's a mineral spirit, like, oil paint thinners, enamel thinners, anything specific like that. But what I tend to do is let the panel line go on, give it 10 or 15 minutes, and then just get a dry cotton bud and go. And you can usually, if it's enamel based, you can just wipe it off because you've got a gloss coat underneath, and it's not going to stick to that as well. And it takes a long time to dry. So when I do when I did the weathering on this, I didn't do a gunk wash, but to get the post shading, all I did was I got ammo streaking grime. I know it's not in focus. Let me get it up so you can see it. Hang on. And I can change my focus now as well. Where's my focus gone? When I did where is it?
Ooh.
The light. But when I did the sort of like shade, you can't really see it because the light, but the shading on all the panels and textures. All I did was got the streaking grime, the ammo streaking grime. There's no varnish on it. It's just over acrylic paint, straight over acrylic paint. Brushed it on, gave it 15 minutes, got dry cotton bud, and just rubbed it off. And because I did it right over the acrylic paint with no varnish in between, it took away the paint off the surfaces and left it in the recesses, but it did leave a slight tint. So if you did exactly the same but with a gloss coat on, what you'd find is you could put the paint all over the piece, or you can just put it in the panel lines, get your dry cotton bud, rub it off, and if it's gloss coated, it should just leave it in the panel lines and leave the flat surfaces clean.
Should we tell him that he's still out of focus, or should we just leave him?
I'm going to adjust that. There you go, I'm in focus now. Hi, I'm Ted.
Yes.
Dave Barker says that I won the sweepstake, but he thinks it was an inside job. I didn't even enter the sweepstake, so it would have been an inside job if I won.
Yeah, but the sweepstake rules are it doesn't count if I've been asked about Gundam, so.
Yeah. Can't try that one on us.
If I just sit here and start saying Gundam,
Like that.
Yes. I've decided, by the way, Pete Mate doesn't know this yet, but I've decided what my next E-Models build is going to be.
Oh,
yeah. When this is finished,
is it a tank?
now when this is finished, I've got some other things to do, but I did get myself an HG GM ground type from E-Models, because as you know, E-Models now sell Gunpla. There's a section on the menu on the website. Go and have a look. And I got myself that a while ago, and I thought I'll do that next for E-Models. So that might be the next. Only a little, won't be a long build. So. But I'll be a way off because I've got that. When I finish that, I've got some other projects I need to get done. So, so sorry, Pete, mate. It's going to be a Gundam, but I paid for it and I bought it from you, so don't worry about it. I bought it with my own coin.
Another question come in the E-Models email bag.
Do we have a bag?
It sounds like swap shop, isn't it? Have a look at the mail bag.
I've got the sweater for swap shop.
Yeah, no Lidman's and swap shop. Yeah, I would like to swap this 32-inch plasma TV. No, I would like to swap this Action Man for a 32-inch plasma TV.
Yeah. Warmth.
Yeah, we came home and little Johnny had swapped the TV for an Action Man.
Yeah, he was happy. We weren't.
This is a question from a Scruffy Pup.
Oh no, from Scruffy Pup for a while.
Scruffy Pup, no, we haven't there. Hi, Chris, Fox, and Ted. Oh, it's put Chris first. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Notice how Chris is still the red shirt, by the way, but he's come back the next week.
Yep, I survived.
He's obviously a guest star. He's a repeat guest star.
Guest security.
Yeah,
that make engineering, doesn't it now?
Yeah, you'll move up the ranks to featuring, and then eventually get that title cast listing.
But we do take note of who comes first in the list when you type as a letter. The list in order from the following. What gives each of you the most enjoyment in modelling? Here we go. The kit purchase, the construction, painting, weathering, or just admiring the completed modelling. Which gives you the most pleasure, most enjoyment? What's the most enjoyable part of modelling? Fox,
that's actually a really good question, because it does go to the whole thing of are you a builder or a painter
or a buyer?
Yeah, builder, because there's three different types of models. There's the builder, there's the painter, and there's the buyer. There's people that enjoy different aspects. Some people enjoy all, but yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah. Personally, I enjoy choosing the model, because I think if you were interested in the subject, you wouldn't pick it in the first place. You pick it thinking, I can make this look good. I try to visualize what the finished product will be like when I've got the box in my hand. I can do that with it. So picking it, building it, I'm not particularly fussed on building it. I like it. We have to put it together, otherwise it won't be a finished product. But that's not the best part of it for me. Painting and weathering, I think, the next part. So picking, painting, weathering, then admiring the model. But once I finished it, I'll admire it for a day or two, then move on to the next one.
It goes to the cabinet of doom, doesn't it, basically?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So what about you, Chris?
Probably the shopping, the buying is probably my favourite bit, hence having built up a stash over the last couple of years. It's I like the other bits of the building. Is again probably the next step. I think I do it all in the right order, actually. The buying is the first bit, my favourite bit, and then the building, then the painting, then the weathering. Well, the painting and weathering are sort of joined together, so don't see much. When I build, most of the time I tend to do the building and painting sort of together. I need to sort of paint a bit as I build it, rather than build the whole thing and then try and paint around corners and stuff. So it's not just a case of doing one, then next, and then next. So I think the buying is probably my favourite.
I often get to a stage when I've built a model and I've put the base coat on and it's all nice and shiny as though it came out of the factory, and I think, it looks pretty good, that. But should I weather it or shouldn't I weather it? But it usually gets weathered. It's nice and shiny. So, Fox, did you answer that question then?
I would say it's the buying part is is different because when you buy the kit, you've got all that stuff going off, all the imagination you had. Like you can see what it'd be like when you can look at all the potential, you can see what you might do with it. So that's kind of exciting, the buying part. Then you get your bank statement, and then there's the sadness. So that takes it off. But that's only short-lived because you go, yes, it's brilliant, I've got it, and then it goes on your shelf, and then you don't make it for 3 years. But my favorite bit is the painting and the weathering. I don't really find this is weird to say, but I don't really find the building part that interesting. I don't mind it. I enjoy it to a certain degree, but I'm not really there for the building part. And that's why I don't do a lot of scratch builds, because that part doesn't interest me. I'm more in for the painting and the weathering, and mostly the weathering. So I'm the painty, weathery type, not the buildy type.
Yeah, you touched on a point there. Yeah, if I was scratch building something, I'd more enjoy the building then rather than putting a kit together.
Yeah,
I still do enjoy putting a kit together and the challenge that it sometimes brings, depending on the kits, whether it fits and things like that. But yeah, if I was scratch building something, I'd much more enjoy the building then.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the kit, but for the most part, I don't find the building part that enjoyable, because you're just sticking things together and cleaning off nubs all the time and seam lines. So it's more like you don't mind doing it, and it can be quite relaxing sometimes, but I'm really getting excited when I'm doing that because I know what's coming up is the painty bit, and that's what I like doing. So
Gillian Miller's mentioned a point in here as well, maybe a section that could have been added to the question, was the research. I quite enjoy doing some research. I know some kits don't need it. Yeah, you just get on to build a kit out of the box, don't do your research and things like that. But sometimes, particularly like the U-boat that we're doing at the moment, I've enjoyed the research on that. I've read a few books because of it. Looked at some pictures, found out about Eric Trott and all the rest of it, and what happened in the war and what happened to the submarine. So yeah, there is that research as well.
I know when I did the Eagle transporter for E-models, the build on that. Because I enjoy the researching as well sometimes, depending on the subject. But for that one, I just started researching like pictures of the studio filming models, so I could, try and reproduce it. But of course, then I started reading everything I could find about Space 1999. And by the time I'd finished the research, I was watching Space 1999 first and second season, well, first season mostly. So sometimes the research can kind of go off a life on its own and stop you making the model, but that's kind of the fun bit. I did the same thing for when I did my U-boat. That was quite a lot of research I had to do into that. So
yeah, it's quite fun. It's quite an interesting part of your model, building models. Yes, but some you don't need to research. It's just there and you build it. So, on that note, Shad Beam says, hi all. Went to the Shuttleworth Air Show. The show, there was a Eurofighter Typhoon with its 156,000 horsepower. Wow,
that's a big horse.
Yeah. Have you seen the aircraft flying? Have you seen aircraft flying that impressed you to build a model of that aircraft?
I'm not a big aircraft guy, so I would say no, but it may apply to other things.
I'll be back in a second. Keep going. I'm still here.
In terms of, for me, aircraft for me, no, because I'm not a big aircraft guy. But for some reason, when I did my U-boat, I'd watched something and it was on an actual U-boat. It was a documentary, and they were actually on a U-boat that's in Germany, and they've got this big U-boat. I think it's in Germany, like on the quayside, and you can go in it, and it's all been restored and it's all mounted up. And I was like, oh, I need to make a U-boat. Oh, I need to make that now. And then I made it, and then I regretted it because it was really. And
I'll see things like more sci-fi orientated, see things in a show, and think I'd like to build that.
Yeah,
but not real life things really. I say nothing particular that I don't hang around air shows and things like that. So I see things more on telly that I might want to go and build. But
yeah, like me with my Stargate, I'm watching Stargate SG1. It's like I really want to build a Teltac and an Alkesh, so I've got myself a Teltac. I'm not going to get an Alkesh just yet because they're 130 quid. So, but we'll get there.
One of the advantages of working at Lake Windermere is that Lake Windermere is a designated low-flying zone, and we see aircraft going over us all the time, particularly the Typhoon. And I have one here. This is a little bit battered.
That's a bit big, isn't it? You got a big one.
It's a big one. This is the Revell two-seater Tranche 2, Tranche 1, I think, of the Eurofighter Typhoon. I really enjoyed building it.
What scale is that?
This is
32nd?
148.
48, I thought.
48, yeah.
Wow.
I found it when I was packing up. It was packed, as you see, it's a little bit battered and everything's missing off it. I think even the guy in the back seat's bailed out because there's no seat there anymore.
What's that bit behind the canopy that's open? Is that just like an access panel or something? Or?
It's an air brake.
It's actually an air brake, is it? All right.
That's huge.
It's actually a really nice model to build. Yeah, there's a couple of little issues with it, but for Revell, I built it before I started working at Windermere Elite Cruises, but I had seen the Typhoon a number of times flying over. A fantastic aircraft.
I didn't realise 148th aircraft were quite that big, as in the model kits.
Yeah. As I say, I built it a while ago. I could have done it a lot better. I actually cracked the canopy, so it wasn't worth.
Hooray!
And now it's just, or it did become a bit of a paint pig, just to try technique.
Hell of a paint pig.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the 148 Typhoon from Revell. Cracking little kit. So if you're thinking of building it, Shadbeam, yeah, go get that one. I think there's a single-seater fighter now. They're doing away with the two-seaters, so they're coming out of service. So all you'll see soon is the one single-seater.
Wait, is the Eurofighter even in? I thought that's the thing that we've been working on for 30 years, and it's not actually gone into service yet. Or is it now in service, or is it just rubbish? I don't know.
No, it's another bit fallen off.
I thought like we've been building that thing since 1972, and we still haven't got it right yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long the Eurofighter's been around. Obviously, Eurofighter, it's a multi-nation sort of build. I'm sure the guys in the chat will tell us more about it.
I thought that was the joke, that because it was like built by a committee, it never got actually sorted out, and everybody argued about.
Yeah, they actually test fly them. I think Alan at Northwest Modeler will know as well. They actually build and test fly them from Wharton, which is just over the water from here as well. So we often see them in. They fly over Barrow in orange without any grey on them, so straight out of the factory.
Following Chris's question about the bit that was sticking up, Spiddy Quate says, "That's the boot, Chris. Just make sure you don't need anything out of it after takeoff."
Yeah. Spiddy Q8 earlier said about you watching Stargate. He said watching Stargate inspired him to eat Jaffa cakes.
Actually, speaking of that, there is a little section in here that is the boot that they can put their the kit bags in and things. It's underneath the cockpit somewhere. There's a little patch that drops down so they can shove their sandwiches in it. And imagine with the 30,000 feet, I don't know how you get sandwiches out.
I just got it. Jaffa cakes.
Yeah.
Jaffa Cree.
No, not Cree cakes.
Where's the chap in that was in last week that was into Stargate?
I haven't seen it. I can't remember the name, but I remember the icon.
So I feel compelled to say Cree to him every time I speak to him. Jaffa Cree, take my tea.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never watched Stargate SG-1, go and watch Stargate SG-1. It's the
not
best
now, not yet.
series.
When we're finished.
Yeah, wait, watch this first. Then just go and watch this. Season 1's a bit ropey. Season 2 to 10, fantastic. Go and watch it. You'll love it.
That's the mailbag empty. So if you've any questions, send them through at ted@emodels.co.uk and we'll try and get your questions out on the air.
Adam Clark says the Eurofighters are on ops now and have been since 2011.
Yeah.
I thought they were still like stuck in the EU red tape bureaucratic nonsense, and they were always like never worked properly and stuff. But obviously, I don't know about aircraft, so
yeah. No.
The Wolf. I don't know if it's the Wolf or the Wolf. Said he's doing the Dragon's 172nd Saturn V.
Ooh.
It's massive. That must be.
That's about 3.5 foot, isn't it?
It's more than that. It must be like 6 foot. I think the 144 one's about 3 foot. So.
What would the part count in that be? Because it's basically a tube with some bits stuck on. So I can't imagine.
I've got the 144 to do, which I'm planning on doing soon, and it's got sections to it, and it's got the lunar lander and stuff on it as well. So there's lots of individual bits. But
you can do it as a cutaway at the top, so you can see the lemon stuff inside.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be hard to cut it. You
go. He says he sprayed it with white primer, and it went down beautifully. Then started bubbling and separating. Grey and black primers have always done perfectly. Any thoughts? So yeah, it's white. That's the problem with it.
If your primer is separating, that normally means you've put it on a bit too thick, or
shaking it enough.
It's reacting with something underneath it. Yeah, it's not been shaken enough or something like that. I would strip it down and try a different primer.
Yeah, but white's always a pain, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you go for... Do UMP do a pink one? I think they do a pink one, don't they?
Don't know.
That's quite a good base for primer. Or rattle can Tamiya stuff, the light grey. Make sure you don't prime it with white, because if you've got one thing you want to do is if you're painting a white model, don't prime it in white, because then you can't tell where the paint is when you put the paint on. But if you're painting white, don't prime it in black, because that just makes your life a living hell. Go for a light grey or a neutral colour.
Or white with a touch of red in it.
Yeah, put a little bit of colour into your white primer. But then again, if you have problems with the white primer, does he say which primer it was? Or
he said Styrones.
Oh, right. I don't know why then. It's always possible it could have been a bad bottle. Because if it's separating out, this is maybe just not mixed up, or you have to shake it a lot.
I'm going to say he's probably used more than one bottle if he's doing a 1/72nd one.
Yeah, that's quite a significant amount. I would say strip it down. Dettol apparently is really good. But I'd strip it down, get the primer off, and just start again. But go for a different colour, because for the nature of white paints and white primers is they're always a pig to spray. Or if you can, save yourself time, just get rattle cam. So the Tamiya rattle cam primers are really good. Or the Army Painter ones that E-Models have got in stock are also really good. It's also a lot faster. Done. There you go. No thinking. Might be worth as well, once you've stripped it off, just give it a quick wash with some soapy water. Maybe there was something on the plastic that the primer is reacting with. You shouldn't be on a modern model kit any kind of mold release agent, but it's possible that something might have got on there.
If you do wash it, make sure you dry it before you try and paint it.
Yeah.
I often find when you wash, if people talk about washing sprues and things like that, let them air dry, because if you try and wash them, rub them off, you build up a static charge on them.
Plus you get
he says, thanks guys, and yes, it's over 5 foot tall.
Wow. And that's what scale? 1/72nd?
And I thought the U-boat was big.
Oh, was it the Dragon one? Yeah, I've seen a photograph of that. It is significant. My space battleship Yamato is 3 foot, so 5 foot is 8 inches shorter than me. Holy cow! Wow. Yeah, it sounds like something in the maybe he's interacting with it.
I've come across before.
But yeah, I would definitely, for something that big, I would definitely go for rattle can. And your best bets are the absolute best rattle can primers are Tamiya. Well, Tamiya basically. They do grey and dark grey. They're just great. They're lacquer primers, so they etch to the plastic. They're a bit tougher than acrylic primers.
Spidic says if it's a water-based acrylic, it can separate and bead on some plastics. He's had it happen with Vallejo. Never use water-based acrylic for priming now. They just don't work well. Enamel or cellulose.
Yeah, I would say Vallejo primer anyway is tendency to not to work full stop. So I wouldn't use Vallejo primers anyway. But acrylic primers can be good. I love the UMP stuff. Airbrush is great. I've never had a problem with it, but your mileage will vary. But white primers always, even like to me a rattle can white, you spray it on and it pulls away from the edges, so you get like slightly transparent bits. It's just the nature of white primers, unfortunately.
Stroom 13's expressing his love for the 1/500 scale battleship Yamato. What scale is you on? Is that the
1/500? It's on my shelf. I need to do it. I got it and then realized that I've got one shelf I can put it on when I finished it. But the room it will be in, I would need to put it in a case. And it's going to be quite expensive to actually buy or get a case made for a 3 foot long, that tall, that long battleship. So it might be a while before I get around to that, because I'm probably looking at a couple £100 for a case, even a cheap case. So
it depends where you look. I think I mentioned before that if you go to some sign writers, they'll actually make you a case bespoke.
Yeah, that's true. It might not cost me that much, but it's still, yeah.
It's just a matter of
more than nothing.
Yeah, more than nothing.
Kenneth's in. He has a question.
My bank statement.
So Kenneth's in. He's got a question. What thinners do you use for lacquer paints and primers?
Lacquer thinners.
Yeah,
they're different to any other paints, aren't they? Lacquers. So
yes, you can't use acrylic or alcohol-based thinners. Lacquer primers like Mr. Colour's lacquer. Self-level, is it Mr. Colour, Mr. Hobby self-leveling primer?
About some people recommend. Most people will recommend using the same thinners for the product, the manufacturer you get your lacquers for. AK have just brought one out for the real colour range that they say that will work with any. Yep,
that's the high compatibility one. Yeah. That has. I watched their demo videos. It does seem to work with Tamiya and Mr. Colour. and other colours. But I don't know about actual pure lacquer paints though, because Tamiya, obviously, the AK and the Tamiyas are kind of those acrylic lacquers. They're kind of the weird alcohol-based ones, but it should work. But definitely, Mr. Hobby's self-level. I think it's Mr. Hobby. Self-leveling thinner is one of the best ones. Tamiya do a lacquer thinner. It's X20. No, that's the enamel thinner. It's in a pot like the X20A, but it's actually lacquer thinner.
I bet they give it a nice name like X20L or something.
X20.
Yeah.
But yeah, lacquer thinners for your lacquer paints. You can use alcohol, but your mileage may vary, so you're best to go for lacquer thinners.
I don't know about you. I know it's a hazard to your health and things like that, but I love the smell of lacquer thinners.
If you can't get access to, if you can't get access to that, he just goes and buys another Sharpies. So, good question from Jared B.
Yeah, I just saw that one.
Oh, is there anything that the kit companies do that drives you crazy? For example, I hate when Tamiya puts the white tread in the box to make into cable. I hate when companies. Two things that bug me. One, when they put connection points on sprues in the worst possible place.
True, yes.
Like, I was making one figure, and this figure had a little screen on his arm. Little tiny screen, little tiny detail, and the nub was right there. And I was like, oh, come on. But I also hate, after making so many Bandai kits where they carefully think about things like joint lines where parts go together, I kind of get frustrated now when you get a company that makes a model and where two parts join is like impossible to fill, like over some rib detail, and there's probably a different way they could have done it that would have hidden that seam line. I've seen so many models, done so many models now where seam lines and join lines are hidden in things like panel lines and different. They kind of do it in a really clever way, so you don't really have to do any filling. It bugs me when companies do that, because it's. I mean, I know you could say, well, the skill is to fill it in, and that's part of the hobby. You don't want everything done for you, but sometimes the way they have the joints of parts together is so easily fixed by doing it in a different place. But yeah,
it seems that they're going out their way to make it more difficult for you. Rather than...
It's like, for example, you've got, say, I don't know, you've got an object that's like a tube shape, like the Saturn V rocket, for example, and you've got two parts that glue together, and there's a ribbed section here. Like, imagine the Saturn V, and you've got two parts here that glue together like that, two parts of the tube, and there's a ribbed section in the middle. A clever company would somehow put the seam line so it goes between two ribs. So it would just go up like that, and you'd never have to fill it. But then you get your rubbish company that just puts the seam line here. So it's right in the middle of the rib section. I've come across things like that, and it's like, you could have done the seam line that way. And I know it's down to molding and keeping the costs down, but sometimes the placement of joints can be so bad. It's like, oh, did you have to do that? Did you have to do that?
Yeah. I think I'm on the same vein. Is when a company will make a sprue and they'll have some really tiny, thin, sort of cable, like a radio antenna, for instance, and they'll attach it to the sprue with about 5 different points.
Yeah.
You can't cut them off without snapping it, or it's really flexible.
Actually, there is one worse that I've only ever come across once because I don't make aircraft. But the one thing that made me just put a kit down was a clear canopy part with a mold line down the middle of it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, there's no need for that. It's just this line around the edge of the frame. You don't need to put a mold line down the middle of the canopy because it's a pain in the bum to get rid of.
Revell were a point in case because they have a mold line right across the canopy, which is missing. There's mold line right down the middle of the canopy that you've got to work out, get it off.
It's like that would have been so easily avoided, but because you only see it and you don't see it very often, so it's not like you have to do it. And it's like, of all the parts to put a mold line down the middle of, a canopy, come on.
I didn't have anything to add to that, but now you've been mentioning all these, and I'm just annoyed about them now.
Yeah, let's just get angry. I'm already hot and sweaty. Let's just get angry as well.
Right, where are we up to?
Dave Barker has a question. He said, "What's the biggest kit you've built?" His was the Tamiya 1350 Mashai, 1 meter.
The Musashi.
Musashi could be, yeah. My eyes are a bit playing up today.
Japanese battleship, dear.
Okay, well, I figured it was something quite big if it was 1350 and it was a meter long.
Yeah. I would say it's going to be the same. It's going to be my 172 scale Revell 7C U-boat because that was 3 feet long.
Yeah.
But that'll be superseded when I do my space battleship Yamato. It'll be slightly bigger.
Fox isn't going to like my answer.
It's going to be that big.
No, the Agostini Falcon. It's like sort of 3 foot long. When you finish it, it's about 3 foot long.
Oh, if you only that big.
It's only about that big.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
mine fits on my desk perfectly. It's only that long. It's just like a tube. For those that don't know, I never got past building the cockpit.
6 episodes.
I know.
Yeah. Mine currently under construction is the U-boat. Although I have built, this is 4 foot. I have built bigger. It depends on size, whether you mean size and scale.
I think it means actual finished kit is 2 foot long.
Not how much space did your model take up?
I think the warship built, that was scratch built. I think that came in about 5 feet. So
actually, Ted, you're wrong, because the biggest thing you built was a 1-to-1 scale submarine.
Yeah, we built a few.
Yeah, we didn't do that on his own.
I know, but he still built it. A bit of it.
I built an aircraft carrier once. That was quite big.
Yeah.
That was 1-to-1 scale. That was Invincible. Built that one.
Built some bits of it.
Well, I had a bit of help, but I built it. Yeah,
you had a bit of help from several thousand people, but
I tried the submarine. I built a couple of those. Well, once again, I had a bit of help. But you had
to go all the way to Barrow to do it.
Are they still working?
Yeah.
Well, he built the submarine that ground itself on its first voyage out.
So that one's not working.
Yeah. Don't mention that. Yeah.
Was Ted in charge of navigation?
Yeah.
We spent 3 years building it. Oh,
there's a bit left over, but I don't know what it's for. Just not.
Yeah. I can neither confirm nor deny I wired up the compass, but
you had nothing to do with the depth meter at all.
Yes.
Stream 13 says he hates the stickers in Gunpla kits. Yeah, I must admit, some of the Bandai Star Wars kits come with stickers rather than decals, so I don't like that. There's no need for that.
Yeah, I suppose if I was going to say it on that particular issue, I understand why they've got stickers in HG kits, because they're for kids. It bugs me the fact you get stickers in perfect grade kits, because you're paying a couple of £100 for those and you're getting stickers, and I'm like, water slides.
Yeah.
7 says, Fox, I want to snuggle up and wrap myself in your beard to protect from the cold. A, you shouldn't be cold, and B, there's not enough space because there's all bits of dinner and stuff in there.
You don't know where they're from. They might be somewhere cold.
That's true. I've been in the garden today. There's probably all things in there you don't want to know about. There's probably creatures in there.
There was something else I saw. I can't remember. Oh, Kieran Keith says, has anyone built the trumpeter HMS Belfast?
No.
Someone probably has, but not me. No.
Ted's your boatsman in this show.
Donald McKenzie says he fixes submarines at Faz Lane. Right. If you find a 12mm spanner in the bottom of the aft main ballast tanks, it's mine.
Is that on the Invincible?
It's on one of the Trident submarines.
Is that why that one always tilts just a little bit to one side?
Yeah, unfortunately,
trim's always off.
The Russians can hear it coming because it tink, tink, tink.
And you'll know it's Ted Spanner because on the spanner it says Dave Spanner.
Yeah, it does.
He nicked it.
Yeah. So if you find it, it's mine.
The Wolf says, appreciate everything. It's quitting time for me here in the States, and my daughter has a playoff soccer football match tonight. Yeah, it's football, not soccer.
Yeah. Must be across the pond in the US of A.
Yeah. Well, just say in the States. There's a giveaway. More gin, Ted. More gin.
Phil East says, does anyone else actually like dry rubs, or is it just him?
I don't mind.
Ages. Dry rubs used to be the thing with model kits back in the day, but I haven't done any recently.
I don't mind them too much. They make me sweat a lot, but when they work, by God, do they work. But I like dry rubs when they're on a flat surface. For those that don't know, you get a lot of dry rubs in Gunpla. They're all right when they're on a flat surface, but when you get a surface that's like that shape, like that, and they say, put the dry rub across here, and I'm like, you've given me a piece of plastic that thick with the dry rub on it. I can't physically bend that. But they're all right. They look really good.
Dave Barker says, I wonder where my 12mm spanner went to.
Yeah, have a look, see if you can find a boning tool in there as well. You'd be surprised how that comes in handy for an electrician.
Yeah.
Michael Jackerman says he's got Revell Gato 172nd sub, and it's 3.5 feet long.
One for you from Jamie Bone there, Foxen. What's the best way to use Citadel Agrax Earthshade and Anthonian Camo Shade on the FX Hawker Hurricane Mark 1? 148 scale.
I would use them as, if you're going to use them, I would use them as, I can't remember what they call them now, almost like a pin wash. You just run it into the panel lines and round the edges. Don't do it as an overall wash because it will dark. I mean, you can do if you're looking for a dirty weather look. It will darken them down. Agrax is a brown color, and Athonian Camo Shade is a green color. So Agrax Earthshade is good for any of your non-green colors, but you can do it over green. It just gives it a slightly sort of dirty, grubby look. And Athonian Camo Shade will really darken the green down quite nicely, collect around the edges. But it might be a bit stark if you put it straight on there and just put it all over. If you are going to do that though, thin it with don't thin it with water. If you want to like not have it really patchy, don't thin it with water. Thin it with, if you've got the Citadel stuff, some Lamian Medium, which is the clear shade, or some of the Vallejo, what do they call it? Glaze Medium. It's the same stuff. It's just paint without colour in it. They've got that on A models. They don't do the Citadel stuff, but they've got the Vallejo and the AK stuff. Glaze Medium. It's basically just paint without colour in it. If you thin an acrylic colour, like any paint or a shade, if you thin a shade with, or an ink, if you use inks or any of the, I haven't got any of them here, but like the Vallejo game colour shades, they have like shades as well.
We'll have to stop a minute. Michael Jackman's just got someone knocking at his door. That'll be his pizza.
Oh, pizza time.
Yeah.
Too hot for pizza. Yes, if you've got a shade, either a Citadel shade or a Vallejo shade or an ink, and you thin it with water, there's a tipping point when there's too much water, it breaks down all the acrylic binders, and then the shade behaves differently. It dries patchy and the surface tension doesn't work, and you get patches and like coffee stain marks and things. So it's better to thin things like inks and shades with either a medium, like Lamian Medium or Glaze Medium, Vallejo or AK stuff, or you can get artist glaze mediums. They're just paint without colour, or thin it with some gloss varnish like the Pledge 2 times more shine, or your Pledge multi-surface wax, because they're acrylics. And the difference is if you put water in it, you're thinning it. So you're breaking it down. If you put a glaze medium in it, a clear one, you're actually diluting it, not thinning it. So it still behaves exactly the same way it would. It's just thinner, and it doesn't make quite a stark, dark difference. It's more of a tint.
Quite impressively, you answered the question that SpiddyQ8 just asked by talking. He said, based on the glaze medium you mentioned, could you use clear in the same manner?
Yes, it's called. That's what's actually known as a magic wash. It was invented by some guy about 25 years ago, way back then when the Americans had Future floor polish, which is also known as clear, also known as Pledge multi-surface wax or Pledge 2 times more shine. And he used to do his miniatures, and he'd get some of that Pledge, which is just an acrylic gloss varnish, and he'd put some ink or some colour in it, and they'd put that all over it. And it's like you're effectively making a Citadel shade by just having gloss varnish and an ink, because a lot of miniature painters use inks, like artist inks, but the colour's too intense to just put it straight onto your miniature. So you thin it down with an acrylic product like a glaze medium or Pledge. And that's called that's the origin of a magic wash. It dries shiny, but you can then matte varnish it. So
Adrian David thinks he can see a worm in the earth behind you. If you survived that oven, then it might be sort of like Earthworm Jim or something.
There's a worm at the bottom of the garden, and his name is Wiggly Woo. Well, his name is dead, actually, so there you go. If there is in there, he's a bit toasty by now. He had 180 degrees for an hour. I don't think he survived that. I'll tell you what it tastes like later. It smelled great, but...
Be crispy.
Yeah, a bit of crispy beef. I've got to tell you, though, the smell of that in the oven, it really was really nice. Just, if you're trying to air your house out, here's a handy domestic tip. If you're airing your house out because maybe you had the window shut over winter and you're getting some air going through to get everything smelling nice, don't get Febreze everywhere. Go out and dig up a load of soil, put it in some baking trays, bang it in the oven for an hour, 180 degrees. Your house will smell like baking bread. But
you should have told Ted this when he was trying to sell his house.
Yeah.
The only downside is you don't have a load of baked bread at the end of it. But
yeah, coffee and bread. We tried all the tricks.
Yeah. Coffee's not a trick; it's a kind of genetic requirement.
James Chapman says, Fox, have you seen the Gunpla 3D metal models, the Metal Earth ones? If so, would you recommend? It's basically the photo etch, but
yeah, I've not seen them. I've tried a Metal Earth model once, but it wasn't for me because I suck with metals. They are quite cool. They're more like fun ornaments. They're not. You're not going to get a realistic model. But yeah,
I've done quite a lot of them myself, and I do enjoy making them. I've not actually done any photo etching kits as yet. But I do enjoy the Metal Earth things, but you can't paint them or anything afterwards. So
basically,
there's no painting them or anything. It's just,
they're not like going to be realistic. They're kind of
they've just got little bits sticking out of them and bits you're folding over. But
desktop ornaments, they are quite cool though.
Right, just before we move on to the next section in the live stream, I've got another question that's come with 3D e-models Mailbag.
Wait, I'll do that sentence again because you lost me halfway through.
The e-models email bag.
Email bag bot.
Is that a feature? Can we make that e-models email bag?
Well, before you do that, Michael Jackman's reported back to what he's got in his pizza.
All right, yes.
Same as usual, cheese, mushrooms, onions, pineapple, bacon, and no tomato or sauce. He's allergic to tomato. So
okay. Probably don't want tomato on it then.
If Michael Jackman just emails me with, if he sends me an email, I could tell him my address so he could send one round to me. With.
In fact, why doesn't he just email you a photograph of the pizza and then you can screen share and show us what the pizza looks like? Although then again, maybe not because Pedal probably pressed the wrong button.
No, I'll press the wrong stream. Yeah, we'll have to plan that.
Yeah.
This week, we could do a last week's pizza. Although it's probably by the time we've read it, he's probably eaten it by now.
Yeah.
It's an empty box.
Stream 13 says replying to James about the metal thing. Metal builds aren't for model makers, as Fox said, but they are because they're still fun and you're still a little model. It's just not a realistic. It's just more like a desktop ornament. They're kind of fun to build.
Yeah, I think it's the sort of thing that if you're going away for the weekend or if you're out on business or something like that, you could just chuck it in your brief.
Yeah, I haven't got one up here to show him, but I've got a shelf of them downstairs. They do a lot of Star Wars ones that I quite like.
Yeah,
but
it's like fun little ornament.
They're good fun and shiny.
Yeah. Smooth says parachute for sale, small stain, going cheap. Go on, Ted. What was the e-models mailbox letter?
Yeah,
postman.
As you were.
A question from Adrian David says,
Craig, what?
Adrian David.
David Adrian.
I was going to say you didn't do your usual David.
Yeah, he's working on the 1/35th scale mouse mouse. And as there was only one prototype, should he colour the kit as the prototype or make it World War II colour? P.S. It's German tag. Yeah.
Because it was only ever a prototype, wasn't it? Yeah, so what he's saying is, should he paint it the way it was painted, or should he just imagine it went into service and it entered the theatre of war?
Yeah, it depends. Who do you want to please, Adrian? If you want to please somebody else, if you want to please a rivet counter or something like that, do it as the prototype. If you want to please yourself, if you want to enjoy it, probably plan it how it might have been had it gone into service on the front line. Do it like that. Yeah, do it how you want. I think it better to sort of camoed up and sprayed up, things like that.
I'm always a strong proponent of, there's nothing wrong with building. We've said this before on the stream. There's nothing wrong with building for accuracy. So you're building as accurately as you can a representation of a real thing that happened, that existed in the real world, and you're recreating that face. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But there's also nothing wrong with going wild and saying, let's just make something up and let's imagine it entered into service and got past the prototype stage and entered entered into service, and what would it look like if it was deployed in Europe or Africa? There's nothing wrong with that. Some people will tell you there is, but they're rivet counters and they're just horrible people. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being accurate, but there's nothing wrong with having fun. It's like,
you can still be accurate, but to your own story behind it, as to how it got there, or what it was doing there, or why it was that colour, or why it's got pink unicorns painted on the side of it.
There'll be a drawing somewhere that the artist, the designer, would have done a drawing of it being in its action colours.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and we've said this before. At the end of the day, we're grown up men and women that stick bits of plastic together, make little tiny army men cars. So it doesn't matter. Just do what you think would be cool. What you've got in your head. What's the image you see in your head? If you sit there and think this would look really cool in like Africa color scheme, or in the European 1943 German grey kind of theatre of 1941 or two German grey colours and that kind of thing. And maybe you've got some spare decals from other kits lying around that you could add to it. That'd be great. Just go for whatever you think looks cool in your head, because that's the right answer.
Yeah, and when you've done it, send it in and put it on the e-models gallery. Because when we're picking it, which is, we'll come to that in a moment, when we're picking winners for a gallery, which we have done tonight, by the way.
Yes, it's gallery giveaway night tonight. Because it's the 7th of the month or whatever date it is.
Yeah, we don't go on, we don't judge on how real it is, how realistic it is, or how true to scale and things like that. We just judge because it looks good. That's all we judge on. So yeah, get a picture of it, get it sent into the e-models gallery page, and we'll have that shortly. Right, should we move on to the next stage?
What's the next stage, Ted?
The next stage is a new sort of section, what was trying to start up in the e-models live stream, and that's to give a shout out to.
Do we need some intro music?
Do we need some intro?
New section, new section, new things we haven't done before, but we haven't.
We'll think.
I can't do that again.
You got to do that every week.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, we'll think up some snazzy music.
Canada, there you go.
Yeah, the shout out section. If you or a partner or a friend or somebody you know has a birthday celebration, great event in their life that you want everybody to know about, send it to me. Send it on an email to ted@emodels.co.uk, and we'll hopefully include it in the show.
Coach party from Warrington.
Yeah. Also, if you know of any events coming up, model related events, shows, exhibitions or anything like that, we'll also try and give them a shout out too. So spread the word. So if you've anything about like that, of that nature coming up in the future, ted@emodels.co.uk.
Yeah,
basically give us something to talk about.
Yeah, basically just send Ted emails about anything you can think of, and we'll filter out the stuff we need.
And on that note, we do have a shout out this week, and that is to Dave Barker. That's Dave, where's the rum gone back? Who has a birthday?
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday to Dave.
Happy birthday to Dave.
Happy birthday to you.
We can sing this because it's not copyrighted.
Yeah, we promised not to sing happy birthday to everybody because we're terrible.
I think we're going to have to now, aren't we? We can't do it for one and then not the next.
James Chapman says, Ted, when's the next gallery prize? Soon.
Well, in about, I don't know, if you in minutes.
Yeah, minutes, 10
minutes.
We'll fill the tension. Right.
Dave says thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, have a nice one, Dave. Don't drink too much, and whatever. Do it. Right.
He does also say his other half's 22nd birthday is on the 27th, so mail us so we can do a shout out on or around the 27th.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be people. Yeah, you could we'll do a shout out. Then you could take the video, the replay, and you can show them that they're featured in the.
Now we will happily announce things. That we will happily do things like proposals.
Right, yeah.
Changed his mind. It's 21st again. Actually.
Oh, okay, but don't send us divorce requests and stuff, announcements, because we don't.
Yeah. Well, we've had an announcement of a pregnancy, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had a pregnancy and a marriage.
Yeah.
Did we find out in the end if they went for Stargate music as their marriage?
No, I've tried to convince her. She's still debating the idea of whether or not she should dress as Wonder Woman and Batman. So yeah.
I don't know. Would he look good in a Wonder Woman costume? She'd look good in a Batman costume, but how would he look in a Wonder Woman costume?
Specify which way around it has to be.
It depends what his legs are like. Some men just don't have the legs for Wonder Woman.
No, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let's do what's in store, shall we?
What's in store?
Oh, now it's a bit of a theme this week, and it's all down to it's actually happened to be a new arrival for e-models this week. I've got to find the right button to share it with.
Yes.
Have you not done
your volume up?
Oh, yeah. Right, cancel that. I've got to lock it on me first. Right, it's locked on me now.
Yes.
Did I do the screen share?
What's the theme for tonight, Ted? I'm on standby.
Right.
I'm ready.
Right, you ready? The theme for tonight is Thunderbirds.
That joke's never going to stop. We're going to keep doing that forever. You do realize that.
I remember the Thunderbirds music being slightly different.
Yeah. E-models have taken a great delivery this week from Oshima. Is that how you say it? Oshima?
Oshima, yeah.
Oshima. And they've taken on a whole load of Thunderbirds. So if you probably can't afford the D'Agostini Thunderbird 2 model, you can have a go at these. And they're, what scale is it in? I can't remember.
They are the scale.
Yeah, they're in a scale anyway.
Now the thing about these Awashima kits is they've been around for a while, but they can quite often be hard to get hold of because you don't often see them outside, you know, a few sort of Asian territory sellers, and you see them popping up every now and then, but they seem to like reappear every now and then. So the Thunderbird 2 is quite a few years old now, but it's a really good kit. But you kind of want to snap them up because they come and go, and then it's like, oh, and then all you find then is somebody on eBay selling it for ridiculous money. So,
yeah, they look to be quite good kits as well. This is the full set. This is the Thunderbird 2 with its pod. I don't know what pod number this would be if it had all these guys in it.
The one with the number on it.
Yeah. So yeah. So the pod.
How can you not like Thunderbird 2?
Yes, everybody likes Thunderbird 2.
I don't like all the remakes of it. Although I have to say, if you've watched the modern CGI series that came out a couple of years ago, I think the new season of that is out now on Amazon. It's actually really good. It's actually quite good. The new Thunderbirds, it's all CGI animated. It's actually not bad. But they have actually done a revamp of Thunderbird 2, and it kind of looks quite good, actually.
Yeah, I was never keen on the new cartoon type version for kids, though. I've watched a little bit of that. I wouldn't say I've sat through an episode, but I've seen it in passing.
Is that the CGI one or the animated one?
The animated one.
Oh, no, that's rubbish. But the CGI one is on Amazon. I think it's Amazon exclusive, but it's actually really good. It's actually quite good.
So Tony Blackwell says Pod 4 has Thunderbird 4 in it, funnily enough.
I thought it had Pod 4, so I don't know what the mold comes out of.
Open the pod,
That's pod Mole, obviously.
Yeah. Would they have to keep going back? Do you think they get the Mole and Thunderbird 4 in the same pod? If it was that sort of mission, you know, they plan ahead.
I know, doesn't before have to go into water though, doesn't it? And the Mole couldn't go into water.
They always take the right craft for the mission because they swap the pods around. Because if you remember, it goes up and it sits there on its big spindly legs, and then the pods go.
Yeah,
and goes off.
Yeah. I always wonder how they ever built that island without anybody knowing. But
reasons.
Yeah, but then again, they built it out of yogurt pots and sticky back plastics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
different contractors to do different bits of it, isn't it? And then you kill them and bury them in the walls.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, or all the guys, all the Tracy brothers, all built it themselves with their own.
Tony Blackwell says something that just reminded me. The new CGI animated series is a mixture of CGI and models. And it was Weta Workshop, legendary New Zealand special effects house, that did all the models for it. So like when you see them in Tracy Island in the big lounge area and all sat around going, "Ha ha, funny end line" at the end of the show, it's actually a physical set, but the puppets are CGI. So all the model, I think they did the vehicles as well. I think they did the vehicles, but they built like all the launch bays and stuff. Actually, on Tracy Island, where it takes off, is actually a physical model, and it does look quite good. They do look quite good. They've kind of kept to the style with the weathering and everything. It's worth going checking it out. I think it's on Amazon. It's worth checking it out because it's actually quite a good. It's quite faithful, but a modern. I don't like Brains. I don't like the character for Brains.
Brains.
That's not a good character they've done him as, but it works. But it actually works quite well. It's not like the Captain Scarlet that came out that was a bit pants.
There's a lot of discussion in chat as to which pod had the mole in it. There's 5 or 6, and they're not sure. But.
Yeah, we might find out. It's one sci-fi series that I suppose I really did like and appreciate was Thunderbirds. Grew up with Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet,
Captain Scarlet,
Mr. Bones.
Yeah, don't watch the CGI series of Captain Scarlet. It came about 6 years ago. That is terrible.
This is the voice of the Mr. Rons.
We know that you can hear us, Earth people. Captain Scarlet was great because they gave him the voice of Cary Grant, and that was brilliant.
Yeah, great. Yeah, great puppeteering.
Yeah. Rusting Custom says the vehicles were CGI. I thought they were. It's the sets that are actually physical. So when you see Tracy Island or buildings, they're actually physical sets. They're really good. You can't beat Weta Workshop. Although I have to say, I watched Adam Savage from Tested.com went to see Weta Workshop, and they showed him, I think, the Thunderbird 1, the rocket one. They showed him the big, massive model they've made of the launch area where it takes off. And it's all this beautiful, like, it's like 12-foot tall model, and there's a whole launch bay and all the bits of piping and stuff and the ramps and things. And they took a shot inside, and you could see, like, all the buildings, all the, like, the gantries and stuff. And behind it, there was loads of pipe work. And what they've done is they've basically taken some sprues from model kits, taken all the parts off, and just painted the sprues like yellow or black or grey, and just stuck them in at the back, so it looks like loads of pipes. But some of them had parts on, and they were master grade Gundam kit sprues. I recognised some of them, like, that's from a Freedom Gundam, which is kind of sad. So they just so you could see like all these sprues at the back that were just meant to represent pipes and stuff. It was quite cool.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so this is Thunderbird 2, and I'm just looking at that. It gives it two views. One, it looks like the legs are fully extended, and then in the second shot, it looks like the legs are extendable, retractable.
I think they are. I think I could be wrong on this, but I think they are uppy downy things.
So yeah, looks quite a good kit. I'm sure you could do a lot with it if you were into that sort of thing. Right, let's
Blackwell says it was Francis Matthews at the voice of Captain Scarlet. I seem to remember they hired him because he sounded like Cary Grant, because it was kind of spot on.
Yeah. Right. So the next one, there it is, Thunderbird 4.
Yep.
148 scale, Thunderbird 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, piloted by Gordon. Gordon was the pilot, Thunderbird 4. Yep. So I've actually seen radio control models of this. Not this one, obviously, but I've seen people that built radio control models. And
in the boating ponds and things.
Yeah, if you're into submarines and things, yeah, there's kits, not kits, but there's certainly plans out there where you can make this model. Looks like a bit of panel line detail for it on there.
Yeah, it just says, because the thing I love about Thunderbird 4 is it just said, I've been made out of bits of wood and kit bash parts, when they made the original model for the film, for the series. And it's just perfect. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
Quickly built for filming. I love it.
Yeah. But these are the sort of thing that, you build them, relive your childhood, and then just put them on the desk or the display cabinet. And every time you see them, it brings flashbacks of front of the TV or in your pajamas on a Saturday morning watching Thunderbirds. That's it. So there's little guys.
What is the big bit at the front, the Lord Murray thing? Is it a light or some sort of scoopy thing or something? Or
I'm not sure whether it was multifunctional, whether it was a light or it was
I think it was like a pushy thing, wasn't it? Like a.
There's a couple of wires going to it on that one on the control arms. Looks
could have been a big light.
Could be rigged up to be a light on that one.
It was probably whatever they needed that week.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at the others. Just a quick flash through. Oh, all right. Some weapons or whatever.
It's got telescopic doohickeys.
Yeah, probably not weapons because
Tony Blackwell says lights and a laser gun.
Yeah, Shadbeam says snowplow. It's probably not a snowplow.
All right. Yeah, it's got a very a selection of tools.
It's got a widget and a grommet and a doohickey and a
one of them things off a Dalek.
The twisty turdy thing.
Device.
So you could have your Thunderbird 4 equipped for any mission it could be called in to do. So there it is, going out to action. There's Thunderbird 1 in the background, isn't there? Yeah, I couldn't find a model of Thunderbird 1, so maybe they don't have that one in stock just yet. So maybe one to wait for.
Ray Aquilina's off. Thanks for coming in, Ray.
Okay, right. Next
Tony Blackwell says it's the R2D2 of the Thunderbirds world.
Yeah.
A multi-tool. It's like is this the Swiss Army knife of Thunderbirds?
I think everything is the Swiss Army knife of Thunderbirds.
The Mole, another one that came in the pod.
Somebody did ask that there may have been an error on the email that went out saying what was in stock. I think in the email it said it was $9.99. I think that was just a typing error.
Could be. We'll get back. Well,
they may be different scales. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's $39.99. But I think the email may have had the wrong price on.
There's no other pictures of this one, unfortunately, but this is the mole. Everybody knows it's the mole.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Used to have that hydraulic thing, didn't it? Lifted up, pointed to the ground, and away it went.
Kaplunk into the ground.
Into the ground, off the tracked section. Came out of one of the pods. That'll probably be a bit of research for everybody for the next night or so. What pod was the mole in?
But why was it just called the Mole and not Thunderbird 6 or something? Why was it? Why does that one get a specific name?
Maybe they ran out of
I was waiting for the episode where they tipped it up and started it drilling, and the drill stayed still, and the whole cockpit went round and round.
Yeah. Don't bring physics into it.
Yeah, the Tracy brothers were too clever for that.
Yeah.
All right, there's no more pictures of that one. Nope. So we'll move on to the next. Oh yes, Thunderbird 3. On the 350 scale. That seems a strange scale. Thunderbird 3 kit pre-coloured. What's in the 3 kits then? Let's have a look at the. That's quite a nice little model. That.
Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Next one.
You can't repaint them, obviously. It just means it comes in the coloured plastic. So if you didn't want to paint it, you didn't have to.
Yeah, but
Smooth does say it's a shame they don't all come in the same scale, but when one of them is 350, they really couldn't do that in a 48th.
Yeah, otherwise you're building your Saturn V all over again, aren't you?
You'd have to build it in your back garden.
Yeah, then you'd be talking many space pounds to get the 7-foot tall Thunderbird 3.
Far away. Those Thunderbird 3 are rocking off. Is that the one that came out from the swimming pool, or was that Thunderbird 1?
That was the one that came out of the volcano, I think.
Was that
Was it? I think.
That's not a volcano, was it?
Well, it was a mountain that was once a volcano.
You're getting it confused with James Bond again.
I'm sure one of them. Well,
No, Thunderbird 1.
2 went up the ramp. 1 launched vertically because of the.
That came from under the swimming pool.
Oh, did it? Oh, hang on.
Tennis courts or something as well, wasn't it? Or is that something else?
And then was this the one that came? The building was built like a donut, wasn't it? Was this the one that came up through the building?
It might have been.
People are saying swimming pool and mountain.
Tony says yes, out of the mountain. Fox is right, says Griff.
And Mike Mountain says, "Did I hear my name then?"
Yes, we're all talking about you, Mike.
Swimming pool was Thunderbird 1.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's Thunderbird 3. Is there any more pictures of it? Let's have a look. Keep going. There's the box art. No, that's the last one. Yeah. So if you had a space, if they could, let's say the Americans decided to build a rocket, which of the Thunderbirds should they build?
Thunderbird 2.
Thunderbird 2?
Yeah, always 2, because 2's the awesome one. Nobody cares about Thunderbird 1 and 3. Thunderbird 2 is the one that kicks ass.
Yeah. I'd go with Thunderbird 2. Yeah. Now
Thunderbird 2 looks like something I'd buy in Elite Dangerous. So.
Yeah. Now this one is Thunderbird 5.
And 3.
It's also got Thunderbird 3 with it.
Yeah.
Because you remember Thunderbird 3 used to go up and dock with Thunderbird 5 when it was Alan. Oh no, was it? It was John. John was the one that was up in space, who everybody didn't like.
Had no friends.
So 3 was the one that delivered him his lunch and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
3 was Elon Musk delivering him stuff, toilet paper and newspapers and things.
Yeah. So he was the one that used to be up in the in space, listening for the distress messages and dispatching the guys to rescue missions around the world.
Interestingly, in the new series, he actually, John or whoever's in Thunderbird 5, actually gets a lot more to do in that series.
Oh, right.
In the original Thunderbirds, he just kind of went, "Hi, you need to go there. Thanks, bye," and that was it. And nobody ever talked to him. But the new one, he actually gets quite a bit to do.
Yeah. They probably forgot all about him. Come Christmas, oh crikey, we forgot John. Yeah. Did anybody send John a card?
Oh.
Right, I better send Thunderbird 3 up. Go get him.
It cost us $100 million.
Yeah, Alan, can you see John taking his Christmas card? Oh, do I have to?
Yeah. And I can't help thinking, by the way, they go behind the picture and go down the tube and into the thing, and they get their outfit changed, and they get into the. I'm sure it would have been quicker just to run to the rocket or walk down some steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than do all that Wallace and Gromit pulling levers and sliding down slides and stuff. And how exactly do you put on a jacket while you're sliding down a slide? I'm not quite sure how that happens.
Yeah. Because it does.
How do you apply your space underwear or whatever it is, you know?
Well, they put them at the bottom of the pole, don't they? Just so you just sort of slide into it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be dropped into a pair of trousers at 40 miles an hour because I just see what the consequences of that would be. Like
space trousers, they're better.
Yeah. But these thought of it first before Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah. Spiddy Crate says, but tubes.
So if you didn't want to buy Thunderbird 3 on its own, you could get this kit and have 3 and 5.
I think 3 will be a bit smaller in this kit, though.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. So, doesn't say what's doesn't say what scale this one is either, but it's in a scale.
It might do.
It might do, but it's in there.
This is Chinese, so.
So they the Aoshima Thunderbird kits.
Yeah. They do come and go. They appear and then disappear. You don't often see them outside of the Asian territories. So if you don't want to get gouged by someone on eBay, pick some of these up. As always, we always say when we show what's in store, we often get told by the guys at eModels that by the time we finish the show, sometimes this stuff is sold out because we don't know how many they got. They might have 1, they might have 12 or 15. So if you do fancy one of these, if you're like a normal person, you really have to get Thunderbird 2 because it's the best looking one. Then don't hang around, Ted.
Yep, slap it in your basket. But remember, it's not yours till you check it out.
Yep, if you leave it in your basket and then just leave it for half an hour, somebody else could buy it. So get it in your basket and a separate tab. Keep us going in the background. Separate tab. Get your basket going. Get it processed. Done.
Yep.
One other thing as well, which we should mention, because here in the UK, it is a bank holiday. It has been today. And the guys who work very hard at eModels, John and young John actually get a day off with the rest of the eModels guy on a bank holiday. So if you placed an order over the last couple of days or over the weekend, they won't have been there today to process any orders from the weekend. So don't panic. The guys at eModels will obviously get all the orders tomorrow and start working through the orders from over the weekend. So you're not going to get massive delays, but give them a little time for your stuff to arrive because they have had the bank holiday today here in the UK. So you might get an extra day on your delivery time. So.
But
They usually come back to a lot of orders from over the weekend, so they'll go through those as quick as they can.
They always tell us that after there's a live stream, they do get extra orders coming in. So,
I think last time I was there, they said they'd come back after the latest bank holiday and they had like several hundred orders from over the weekend. So it's like, yeah, we got to go through all those really quick. So do be a bit patient if you place an order in the last few days, in the last couple of days over the weekend. Do be patient. The guys will get through all the orders from over the last few days as quickly as they possibly can. They'll keep you updated if there's any delays anyway.
Yeah, right.
Thought we better mention that because it's bank holiday, but not for everybody. So
yeah, it's good. Yeah, the guys do deserve a bit of a time off. But
Phil gets just bought Thunderbirds too.
Oh,
yay!
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, send us give us an update next week, Phil, when it arrives.
Now remember, you can build it accurate, or you can do it like pink with Hello Kitty stickers on it, put fins on it, and.
Or you could buy 2, and you could do 1 accurate, and you could do 1 in. Yeah.
You could do 1 Warhammer. in fact, I'd get one and I'd just do it. I'd paint it up like an Elite Dangerous Beluga or something. Krugerrand thing stuck down the side, Saudrand, whatever.
I've just got the Thunderbirds theme tune going through my head now.
I've got Captain Scarlet going through my head.
Oh, 3 Thunderbirds. I'll go. Dum, 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 dum.
Stand by for action.
Go.
Stand by for limited movement. Bless them.
Yeah. People are asking what happened to 1 and the excavator. Michael, I don't think there's number 1 in stock. Maybe it didn't come in the order. It might come in soon.
Yeah, or maybe it's one they've not released.
For you shiny car guys out there, there's Lady Penelope's car as well. Obviously, that must be around somewhere.
Yeah. Somebody needs to make a kit of the cars that were in UFO Straker's car. Brilliant, they only had 2 cars on the series that they built for filming. They need to make a model of that because that was a nice futuristic car.
Yeah. Shadbeam suggests doing Thunderbird 2 with RAF camo.
Oh yeah,
that could be good. Yeah. So
do it with shark mouth and flames, Cabron flames. Always needs flames.
Yeah.
I'd have to. You kind of Thunderbird 4 with flames though, because the water and the flames wouldn't go well together.
No, that's true.
Mike Mountain's just bought the 148 sub. Yes, great. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the Oh, yes, Mike Mountain, who we all know as Dad.
Yeah.
Said he was going to get the sub that Ted's doing. He was going to get that.
Yeah. So, yep, just give us a shout, Mike, when you need a hand with it. Yeah.
He'll run in the other direction for you.
Yeah.
Joanna Hammond says Thunderbird with digital camo.
Oh, that could be good. Yeah. But then you wouldn't see it.
Yeah. Thunderbird with the stealth module. There, it's on my desk. Where? There, exactly.
Yeah. Look, yeah.
Took me months to build it.
No, now you can't see it.
Yeah.
Right. Shall we screen share again, and we'll go across to announce the winner? Shall we announce the winner of the gallery?
Are you still locked on you, or are you going to lock on you again?
No, it's not locked up. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember to lock it on me.
Ah.
Yeah, let's do the gallery. I'll go through my spiel while you press the buttons.
Right.
Yes, as if you don't know, eModels do have a gallery for readers' builds. It's emodels.co.uk/gallery. It's where you can upload pictures of your finished builds and review other people's work, and people can review yours. And what we do is every month on the first of each month, or the nearest possible day, which is today, we will go through and we will pick one of the 5-star rated builds, and that person will win something cool.
Yeah.
We decided what they've won this time.
Yeah, I have decided what they've won.
Okay, well done.
Yeah, I'll show what they've won after we've shown the picture thing.
Okay. Oh yes, you said that.
It was quite difficult this week to pick because I forgot all about it and I didn't remind the guys, and I was at work, so we had to sort of do the judging and deciding via text.
Yes. So there's no chance for arguing and shouting and swearing, really.
Yeah. What do you think of this picture? Send. And we sent one over, and then we wait for it to come back, and then I'd be out of Wi-Fi range, and I wouldn't have any internet, so they'd have to wait before.
Yeah, because you're in the middle of a lake.
Yeah. Arguing and swearing with autocorrect is always fun as well.
Yeah, my phone likes the word duck. Shot. I don't know why. But yeah, so the gallery we'll go through. We'll pick one each month that wins a prize, and remember, we pick one that's a 5-star rated. So. Get uploading your pictures to the gallery. Show off your work. We try and suggest not work in progress pictures because we only judge based on the finished ones. Just do like 1 or 2 pictures for each one. And put some information, obviously, put down, information if you've got information about the build. If you've got a backstory if you've done a diorama, put a little bit of backstory in there so people can see it. And get rating other people's works, because the more people's works you rate, the more likely people will be to rate yours.
Yeah.
And it's just a good chance for us to have a look as well and see, because if you post stuff on the Facebook page, of course, it goes to the visitor page that nobody ever sees. But if you post it in the gallery, that's for the whole internet to see. It's there forever.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, right. I'll go across and show you it. And it's a bit strange, really, because I'd sent it to guys and said, I think we should disqualify this one because, could you see that?
Nope. I don't know, actually.
I haven't clicked the right button.
No, I've just got an urgent update, by the way. I can smell beans on toast from downstairs.
Hang on a minute. Right.
It might be spaghetti hoops, I'm not sure.
Right. It clicks it on me. I'll share, and there we go. Yeah. Yes, I'll close that because it's in the bigger picture. There we go. Yeah, we picked this one out and we were going to disqualify it because we thought it was a real bike.
We thought it was just some bloke who took a photograph of his bike in his workshop.
Yeah. And then when we opened the picture, we actually realised it was a model. This is the Honda Blackbird. Unfortunately, we haven't done our research to find out who it was that won it.
If you give me a second, Ted, I will have a look.
Yeah, Honda Blackbird. And the builder says it was his first kit since he was about 10. Wow. Yeah. So it's, if you've been away from modelling and you can come back and build to a standard like this, well done to you. Yeah.
I'm just searching now. There's also a flying thing there's a flying creature in my room.
Did it come out your earth?
I don't know, but I just know when I go to bed tonight, all I'll hear is, and it'll just drive me nuts.
You've got a flying creature playing the trumpet.
Yeah, very talented.
I'm not sure what kit this is. I'm probably thinking it's probably a Tamiya because they're the big bike kits. But it's certainly a nicely finished model, and welcome back to the hobby of building it to a standard.
Looking at the detail on it, it's got to be quite a...
Yeah. As when I first saw it, we just see the little thumbnail print, and I thought, no, that guy's taking a picture of a real motorbike. But I think what's happened is it's just a picture in the background.
I can't quite tell if it's like he's just got a picture in the background really cleverly done, or if it's a forced perspective. So I'm not sure if it's a real actual workshop and then the model on a small table photographed in such a way it looks, or if it's an actual diorama of a workshop. It might be.
Yeah.
If it is, it's stunning because it looks like he's taken the photograph in a real workshop but forced the perspective. And this is when I love when people do that. They get a real location but they put the model in such a way and picture it that it looks like the model's part of the actual setting. I love that. Right, I'm just looking it up now. We should have done this before the show, but you know we don't plan.
Yeah, we thought the colouring around the tyres and the seat was sort of, you know, it gives you the right, it looks the right texture.
Yeah. Right, the winner is, drum roll, if you would, Maestro.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum.
The winner is Gary Jessup.
Who, sorry?
That's the name on his email address, so I assume that's his full name. Gary FX or Gary Jessup.
Gary
Jessup.
So well done, Gary.
Yeah. Well done, Gary. Just in case he's watching this in the background in a different tab and he's not actually got the picture up.
Yeah.
Nobody in the chat said, "Oh, that's mine." So,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Right. What you have won this another motorbike. You can have a go at another one. This is the Tamiya 1/12 scale Honda CB 750 custom.
CB was the name of my cat.
Yeah. So yeah, well done. Just a couple of pictures. Hopefully, that no. Yeah, there's a picture of it. So yeah, you could try your skills on this one now and show us. Resubmit some more pictures to the gallery for it. So if you are in chat, Gary, or you're watching this at other times, send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk. Remember to say what you've won, or you were the winner of the gallery, and your prize is the Honda CB 750. And forward the message to the guys at eModels, and we'll get it sent out to you. But
just make sure to include your name, your address, and a contact phone number for the delivery guy. They have to have a contact phone number in case they get to your house and they can't get an answer. So make sure they've got your name, address, and contact phone number. Say what prize you've won. Just go back to the prize again, Ted.
Yep. Sorry, go back to the prize.
Yeah, just and when you put down which prize you've won, if you can't remember the actual name of the prize, just put down the product code, which is hashtag. He's covered it up.
Hang on. Yeah.
Covered it up. Ted. And it's
140.
140. What is it? It's moved now.
14066.
Yeah, 14066. So hashtag 14066 is the product. That's what you want.
Yeah.
So remember, folks, we do this on the start of every month, close to the first as we can. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning some sweet loot, then all you need to do is upload a picture of your build, and it doesn't have to be something you've had from eModels, because we like to encourage anything. It could be something you've scratch built out of bits of wood and twig and roadkill and pencils and string. It doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't matter how good you think you are or aren't. We look at all of them, from professional looking builds to, you know, real young builder builds and things like that. It doesn't have to be. Don't worry that you don't think it's good enough. We don't judge them based on this is a competition quality build. We judge them based. We look at them and think, wow, that's cool, and that's how we pick a winner. We don't necessarily go for the most technically proficient. We've seen builds from like builders who are maybe 8 or 9, and we think that's awesome. So you don't have to be a competition level painter or builder. We don't judge it based on that. So get uploading, get reviewing, and then other people review yours, and then we'll pick one again next month.
Yeah. On that note, it's the reviews that sometimes we think, wow, that's a great model. Then we look at it and it hasn't got any reviews on it.
There has been someone there that we've all dived on and thought, you know, that's a fantastic build. We're going to vote for that one. Oh wait, it's only got, you know, nobody's actually reviewed it. Yeah. So yeah, go and check it out.
Have a look. Yeah, give you some.
We looked on you still, Ted, by the way.
Oh no, it's you.
Okay, cool. There is a flying creature in this room. It's going to do my head in all night, I can see.
Oh, right. And it's time for another giveaway. We'll do it.
Giveaway time.
Yes. We'll do last week's giveaway, shall we?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, we'll do that one. Another screen.
I can't remember what the question was last week.
It was make a noise of something.
It was a noise of something, wasn't it?
Oh, it was make a noise of a rocket hitting an island of
puffins or something. I think it was something about something crashing into puffins and horrible puffin death or something. I can't remember what it was.
No, the puffins all survived.
They all got just blown away and pushed around to the side.
Right, I've got screen share. I'd show this is what you could have won.
Speedboat? Oh no. Is this what we were giving away last week? I forget.
This is what we're giving.
I remember the name.
Because remember, we did missiles last week, didn't we?
That's right.
Yes. And the winner. Should we announce the winner? Is it
Yes. Are you going to wait for a drum roll? Or are you just going to dive straight in?
Yeah, a bit of both.
That sounds like my keyboard.
And the winner. Actually, I believe the winner is with us this evening.
Dun 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 dun. By the way, Phil Lewis says puffins are bouncy.
Yeah, Tony Blackwell says, I think I forgot.
Yeah, he says, ask me how I know. Tony Blackwell always forgets.
Right, if you took part in the comments under the video last week to win this Model Collect 172nd German V1 missile launcher, you could be the winner. And the winner is Spider Q8.
Yay!
Hey, well done. I believe he's with us in the chat tonight.
You were certainly there earlier.
So, yeah, just email me, ted@emodels.com. Well, just email with your details. Tell us what you've won, because I'll probably go to sleep before I've read it. And we'll get that prize.
He's still there. He says,
whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Good. Well done.
Remember, you can paint it as realistic, or you can go for a tank girl theme if you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
No, I have heard since we featured this last week that this Model Collect company, I've not heard of them myself, but I believe they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're kind of they're not new, but they're up and coming.
Yeah, so
and they're getting some quite buzz around them. So
once again, have a look. Let us know next week what's in the box and what it's all about, and what you think of it. Yeah. Right. I think rather than stop screen sharing, shall we show what to give? No, we won't. No, I'll stop screen sharing, and then we'll do that next week.
We've got
we can't plan stuff. No.
We've got the stickers and the things and the other things yet. So.
Yeah. What was his winning comment, James Chapman?
His winning comment was Wilhelm scream, but he wrote out Wilhelm scream. But if you don't know what the Wilhelm scream is, it's ah!
You've heard it before several times.
I've actually got it on my computer and I use it, but I can't play it now because you won't hear it. I don't think you'll hear it, and it'd probably be really loud.
Spider Q8 said he was busy typing text and realised it was his name. It's what?
Wait, something was said. My name was mentioned.
Yep. So ted@emodels.co.uk, and we'll get that off to you.
Smooth says, "What did you win?"
Are you not just watching a minute ago when we just said?
Hey.
He was obviously not watching when just a minute ago when we said you just won.
I was about to say, where have you been for the last 2 minutes? Did you nip to the loose, Moo?
Yeah, I've already forgot what he's won.
Yeah, it was the thing with the firing and
the model kit thing. Yeah,
with the sticking and the painting and the
model kit thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Smooth's forgot. Spid's forgotten as well now, so it's all fine.
In that case, he didn't win anything. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
We'll just send him a box full of stickers, and he'll probably assume that's correct.
Yeah. If you don't want it, just send it to me.
Yeah, that's not how it works, Ted.
Yeah. Right. It's more giveaways, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, before we do the giveaways, I have to mention, if you watch my streams of my stuff that I do, I've done the same change, but I went ahead and I made some changes on the YouTubes, because Ted and I look after the YouTubes. And I changed the stream so it should buffer less and it should be more real time for these comments giveaways. However, before we start the competition, refresh your browser page, because some of you might suddenly find you're 5 or 10 seconds behind because of memory leaks. So before we start all this, just press your refresh button now. We've changed it a bit so the comments should be a bit more real time, and so it's less buffery and it's a bit more real time for people typing their comments. That made sense when I thought a bit in my head, and then it kind of went wrong when I put it into my head.
We'll just give them a second to let them refresh.
Yeah, we'll just refresh your page.
Yeah, drag that little bar right the way across to the side. So
yeah, they'll all be at like 10 minutes into the stream now. Huh?
What's happening?
Talk about
don't drag it that way. Drag it that way.
Yeah, we can talk
about it that way. You're back at the beginning again.
Yeah. Time travel courtesy of the eModels live stream.
Spidey says, email to Ted. Ted, I won that thing, the plastic one. Thunderbirds.
Yep, sorted.
Thunderbirds.
ted@emodels.co.uk.
ted@emodels.co.uk.
I said .uk. Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you can't. Yeah. And no kidding that you've won the Dora, because we know.
Yeah. Trust. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Do you think they've all been refreshed?
Yeah, everybody's refreshed by now.
Right. Yeah.
It's not my counter. I'll speak to the manager.
Shall we do some stickers first?
Sticker giveaways. Let's give away some stickers.
Got lots of stickers. Got some stickers. I've got stickers.
I've got stickers. Yes, Ted sent an email to James saying, James, can we get some more stickers? And then 2 days later, me and Chris got envelopes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Stream says, I have lots of lag all of a sudden. Refresh your browser page and drag it to the right when you refresh it.
Last question.
Spidey says, it's okay. I think I'm the only one who's not interested in the Dora.
Yeah.
If you won it, you'd be interested in it. Trust me.
If you live in the box, I could do wonders with that box.
But the thing is, we could never give the Dora away because we'd get stuck with pickle bills.
Yeah.
Cardiac surgery is expensive.
Yeah. The amount of brown paper to wrap it.
I know.
Poor John, he'd need steps to wrap it, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Oh.
You build a crate. Just have wheels on the corner of it. There you go.
Right. I've got a question tonight. Question tonight for an email.
I want a question tonight. Question tonight.
It's a no, it's not Star Trek. We've done Star Trek. It's a Thunderbirds themed question.
Kel Surprise.
Yeah, Kel Surprise.
Now remember, before Ted asked the question, this is to everybody in chat. So if you're watching somewhere that doesn't have the chat, like emodels.co.uk/live, click the little YouTube icon on the bottom right. You'll come to the YouTube page where you can join in the chat. Wait till Ted says go before you answer the question, and the winner will be the first correct answer that we see in our chat. Now remember that we see the chat differently to you. You see the chat tailored to you. We see the actual reorders, the comments that were received in the order by YouTube. So carry on.
Right. You're ready.
The conditions apply. Your house may be at risk. Yada yada yada. Objects in the mirror.
Right. The question for tonight is right. I forgot the question.
I've broken him now, haven't I? I like interrupting him halfway through a comment because he loses his track and goes all derailed.
Yeah, but it seems cruel almost, doesn't it?
It's like a dog chasing its tail, then it runs into a glass door and it all gets confused.
Has he got a stick in his mouth going sideways through a door? And,
Right, in Thunderbird tonight, we've spoke about some of the pilots and the crew and the family, and we know that Gordon, we know that John pilots Thunderbird 5, and obviously we know that Scott does Thunderbird 1 and Virgil does Thunderbird 2. But what was the dad called? Who was in charge of everything? What was the dad called? Go. Ooh.
Spirit QA's got a good question. He says, how did the swimming pool split in half without the water going everywhere? It was a model kit. It's fake water.
Yeah, what happened if you were swimming in it?
The number of people that died in the swimming pool and realised it was just
Customs was the first one in there with Jeff Tracy. He was the dad. He was an aeronautical engineer and then decided to build. He worked for the Air Force and then decided to build.
Ted's done his research.
Yeah.
Ted, you're a nerd.
Yeah, Rusting Custom Models. Thank you for that. Send us your details.
Yep.
Name and address.
Models.co.uk.
Yep. And we'll get you a sticker in the post.
Aye, so
there's the swimming pool didn't split, it slid away. The whole thing just went over at one side, apparently.
Rustin, you won a sticker. Yeah, one of the collectible e-models super stickers.
Yes. Just remember to put your name, address, and please send me the stickers.
Yeah.
And we'll send you a sticker.
Right. Book time, isn't it?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we're doing Mug.
We've got a question for Mug.
Yeah, I think I've got a question in here somewhere.
Yeah. Remember, we don't know if they've got any back in stock yet. If they haven't and they're still waiting for them to be manufactured, they're keeping a list, as far as we know, of people that have won the mugs. So if you win the mug, now if you've already got a mug and you don't want another one, don't answer the question. But you're welcome to have another one if you want to take part, because you can always have 2 mugs. So if you've got a mug and you want another one, feel free to answer.
Ryan Riley from the US says he ordered some pot noodle that was delicious, by the way, and he's got to try beans on toast. Great modelling tips and great meal ideas.
Well, the most important thing is which pot noodle. Was it the green one? Because that's the only correct one. Or it could have been a Bombay Bad Boy. Oh, yeah. I want a Bombay Bad Boy now. Let us know which pot noodle you had.
Right. I'm ready to go for the mug. The winner of...
I like the way Ted just assumes nothing happened and carries on.
Eventually, they'll come back and start talking to me again. It's fine.
Oh, he says ciao, mate. Oh no.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the live stream to refresh.
Oh, chicken and mushroom. Good. That was the right one. That was the
Except
correct
for the
one.
mushrooms.
That is the best one.
Right.
Chicken and mushroom.
As we say, that when you send us a question in, we don't do any research. We just take it that you've done the research and the answer that you send us is the right one.
Because we're far too lazy to actually do the research ourselves.
Because we're lazy.
This is why we get you to ask questions.
And tonight's question comes from Gerwin Moores.
Remember to send Ted your address, Gerwin, so he can send you a sticker for asking the question.
Haven't sent your address. So if you do want a sticker, just send your address.
Yep. Or if you don't want a sticker, send your address anyway. We'll send you one because you're having a sticker.
Yeah,
I have no choice about this now.
Right. His question is model related, actually.
Oh, we don't like that.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. And he says, what's the largest plastic scale model aircraft kit ever produced? Go.
Remember, we assume his answer is correct.
Yeah. What's the largest plastic model aircraft kit ever produced?
Adrian David says, if you use my question for a mug, will you get a mug? No, you get a sticker.
No, you get a sticker.
Yeah, you get a sticker.
Yeah, we know that the Dora railway gun's pretty big, but what's the largest aircraft kit?
Mike Mountain gives us a scale. I don't think we want the scale.
I'm looking for the actual
thing.
People are saying things with B's in it. I don't know what they.
Yeah.
B-36, B-17, Spitfire, B-36. Not the scale though. Just what is it?
Right. Sorry, Gary Paisley there has monogram B-36. That's the one.
Is it?
Yep. B-36 piece B. Oh, Michael Jackman.
No, Michael Jackman said B-36 first.
Yeah, Michael Jackman got in there first.
Sorry. First, yeah, I missed that one. B-36, yeah, from monogram, the Peacemaker, 1/172nd scale.
Oh, I think we should send Gary a sticker because you almost gave him false hope there.
Yeah, sorry, Gary. Send me it. For getting your hopes up, I'll send you a sticker.
Because he built you up and then he dashed you on the rocks of happiness.
Truly.
So yeah, Gary, send Ted an email, send you a sticker. But well done, Michael Jackman.
Michael Jackman, send us your details and we'll send you a mug.
Eventually. Allegedly. We have to hope we really have to hope they are keeping a list because we don't know. I think we've been told they are.
Yeah, right. Thank you for that. That's the giveaway thing is given away.
Yay! Swig.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
Giveaway.
Oh, a giveaway, yeah.
So
you're making us forget now.
Apart from the giveaways, we've given stuff away. There you
go. Right.
We've got the giveaway.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
What are we giving away?
Right.
Giveaway. Remember, this is open to everybody. This isn't just people in chat. So if you're watching and you can't get access to chat, you can still take part because this is one we'll draw next week.
So a screen share.
Yeah, screen share, Ted.
And this is what we're giving away this week. We're giving away I can't read it now.
You clicked on the image. You're with the clicking, aren't you?
Yeah, we're giving away the Trumpeter 148th Thunderbird, the Northrop T-38A Thunderbird. See the link? See the tenuous link there?
It's not as tenuous as some of the ones we've done in the past. Pretty good, this one.
I still think that the overnight bag was brilliant. Right, this is what we're going to give away, and to win this kit, what you have to do, you have to comment under the video once it's rendered and gone live or onto the YouTubes. All you need to do is go into the comment section and leave a comment.
Give it about 10 or 15 minutes after the stream ends, and it should be up on the channel as normal.
Yeah, so you could win this kit. So yeah, we haven't given away aircraft away for a while, have we? I don't think so. Yeah, bit of a change for you aircraft enthusiasts out there. Right, we've got to think of something.
I've got the perfect question or the perfect comment.
Is it Thunderbird related?
It is.
Okay then.
Right, here we go.
Right.
So all you need to do is put a comment on this video. When it's 15, 20 minutes after it's show's finished, it'll be a video on the channel. Put a comment on there, and what we want to know is make up what FAB stands for.
Yeah, keep it clean.
FAB. What does FAB stand for? Keep it clean, family-friendly show. But what does FAB stand for?
Good, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Gary Pashley says, "Damn it, face! I knew I should have not bothered typing the manufacturer." Lol.
Yeah.
It's all in the speed of typing, man. You lost the moment there. It's, pipped at the post. So yeah, just put a comment on there, just saying what FAB stands for. The funnier, the better, obviously. And we'll pick one at random next Monday. So if you're not watching this with chat, or you're watching this for not live, don't worry, you can still take part. Put your comment on there. We'll pick one next Monday, and that person will win a funky prize.
It doesn't matter if it's funny or not because it's randomly chosen randomly, but it's nice for us to read them funny. So
yeah. We will use our random comment picker that picks random comments randomly via random comment picking.
Yeah. So
that person will win goodness. Yeah.
As Adrian Davis says, the kit was the big in Top Gun. Yeah, remember the baddie painted black with the red stripes on?
Mm.
Yeah, if you want to do it like that, paint it black, put the stars on.
James Chapman says, "Can we put multiple comment entries if you want?"
Yeah. But make it funny.
As long as they're all different.
Yeah, just put the same one 20 times because that just sucks. Don't do like one letter per comment. That's not how it works.
Yeah. Right. God, he's passed out.
Adrian David says we should give away a packet of crisps. Plain.
Yeah. It took a while, but I got there in the end.
Hang on, there's only one thing that deserves. Hang on, there's only one response to that.
That's the response to everything, though.
I know. It's the official response.
Is that it? Have we done?
I think we're done.
Ted, stop talking.
Have you finished all your checked off your little list of things to do?
Ted did write down a checklist today, and then I said to him, "All you do is
write down the checklist." And I
forget you've written a checklist, and you won't look at your checklist.
I forgot I wrote the checklist.
I told you. I said to him, "He said I've done a checklist. You'll forget you've done one. I won't."
Yeah, I still forgot to give things away. Oh. I'm perhaps Pete's mate because I forget to give things away.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to do when I'm not here? You'll be giving things away left, right, and centre.
We'll get it wrong. We'll be like selling stuff. So send me £50 and you can win this. No, that's not how it works.
Sticker.
Yeah, you can win this sticker. The first person to send me a check £50 wins.
Right, time to wind it up for this evening and go and finish off the last hour of the Bank Holiday Monday. So thank you everybody for your interaction tonight. You guys are what makes it for us to stay here for a couple of hours and chat. Otherwise, we just sit looking at each other, which isn't very nice, really. So that's it. Thanks for I've got some emails and things coming through. So from the prize winners. So yeah, I'll get them. But I must stop bagging the bench.
Yes. Have you got on a different mount now? You've got your new spanking new camera.
No, it's not. It's exactly the same mount. It's probably because the bench isn't weighed down with modern stuff.
I've got all the flotsam and jetsam that's normally on there.
And the walls move now. They haven't got paint all over them.
Yeah. Right. So I hope to be here next week. As yet, I haven't heard anything about moving, but moving is imminent. But these guys will look after you anyway. So if I'm not here next week, I'll see you another time.
If Ted's not here next week, please be gentle.
Yes. Look after them. Take care of them. Okay. Right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and see you all next week.
Adios, amigos.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Yes. Send your